Well, well, well. So again, the Dallas Cowboys talk, it's not going to stop. People are just so excited about the Cowboys doing what they are supposed to be doing. And again, I really do think that's what most people are just excited about. They're excited about the Dallas Cowboys rather than just being all talk. We are finally seeing Jerry Jones and the front office doing the right kind of walk. And so people are very excited about the Dallas Cowboys. But nevertheless, I want to ask a question today as we continue to talk about the Dallas Cowboys getting ready for training camp. Everyone keeps saying that if the Dallas Cowboys defense can be average, the Dallas Cowboys are going to compete. Well, I guess my question is will Christian Parker deliver? And are the expectations too high for Christian Parker? Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. What is going on, Cowboys Nation? Everybody's talking about the Dallas Cowboys. So if everybody's talking about the Dallas Cowboys, well, surely we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Are the expectations too high for Christian Parker? Let's talk about it. Let's go. Let's get it. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you come into this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And yes, we are live. And if you haven't become a channel member or subscriber yet, what are you waiting on? We have a lot of great content coming up on this channel this season. Now let's talk facts. We got a great show lined up for today. Talking about all the latest things that people are talking about around the Cowboys. And so, today, we're going to look at the Mina Kimes Power Hour. This week, she's got Dominique Foxworth, I believe, on there. And I'm very interested to hear what he has to say about the Dallas Cowboys. Then, can't remember the program, but they were talking about Jayden Daniels and saying, don't sleep on Jayden Daniels. And as they're talking about the NFC East, they started talking about the Cowboys defense stopping the NFC East. And so at the end of the day, Stephen A. Smith, he talks about now or never for the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm not sure about that. And then, of course, the Dallas Cowboys. Can Christian Parker help this team win the NFC East? Can he do it? Then, Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter has put together camp notes for every single division. And we're going to look at what Adam Schefter is saying about the NFC East. Also, I forgot yesterday, I had a subject from DallasCowboys.com. They're asking who is the Green Dot linebacker or the Mike linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. So we're going to look at that article and see what they're talking about. Then, Davion Wallace sent me the bad news today. I don't know if y'all saw the Jordyn Brooks news, but it is bad news as it applies to our dreams about Jordyn Brooks. Then, George Pickens. I don't know if this post was true or not, but I thought it was interesting. George Pickens gives his top 5 wide receivers. I think we'll all be interested in that. And then I saw a clip about something called Cowboys U, Cowboys University. Probably a rookie camp of some type by the Cowboys. Got a quick clip, gonna show you that, a little bit of discussion, and then that's gonna be our show for the day. So, we have a full lineup on the docket. Might as well get into it. Let's go, let's get it. All right, let's get this roll call in. Tony Neesmo, what is going on? Good to see you. Tony Neesmo says, I think Christian Parker will definitely deliver. All he has to do is move the needle just a smidge from last season, and he delivers. Going to be an exciting season. Yeah, like that. Like that. Going on, Richard Velez. Good to see you. Gregory Davis. Babatunde, what up? Jason Farley, what is going on? Big Moss Dog. Richard Owens, what up, Richard Owens? Yeah, what it do, Gregory? Jeremy, what up, Jeremy Betts? Good to see you. What up, Everett? Demetrius Noel, what up? Thomas Goldring, what up, Goldring? Michael Tyree, what up? 72 Chevelle, Crazy Cowboy 72, what up? Brandon, she said, hey, my loves as usual. What's going on? Carl Williams, what is going on? What is going on, Blake Strange? Good to see you. Yes, sir. Jeff Shack, what up, Jeff Shack? Lara Hunter. Jabril Quinn, what is going on? Good to see you. Timmy Terry, what is going on? Freddie Morales, El Chuco in the crib, what up? Demetrius Noel, he says average is not too high of an expectation. Yes, sir. What is going on? It is the Queen. What's going on, Queen? Marvin Mays, what's going on? JCT Slice said it's absolutely not too high of an expectation for him to have an average defense. He said it's the bare minimum. He says we still have Dak Prescott, and Acho did it again. He needs to be quiet. We still have 4. Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, it's tough out here, man. It's tough out here. What's going on, Braves? Braves, Cowboys, what's going on? Man, I'm going to talk about Jordyn Brooks in a moment. Popey D, got my back. What up, Popey D? Jimmy Bailey, what's going on? Christopher Prather, what is going on? Devin Mills, what up? Long time no see. Darren Posey, what's going on? Snap Debates TV, what is going on? 5 points of the star. Kippy, my man Kippy, what's going on? I'm the GOAT. What's going on? Good to see you. All right. Yeah, Devin Mills said he'll take average over last place. He said he'll take average over last place. All right, give yourselves a hands. Best chat on YouTube. What is up, Dub City Gaming? All right, let me see what Kippy said right here. Kippy said, no, it's expected that our defense be better than, oh yeah, man, last year, ain't no doubt about it, man. Boy, if you can't beat last year, you fired, man. Gerald Jackson, what up, Gerald? Gwen Bowden, hope all is well. What is going on? Prayers up for you again. You know, I guess the question is for me, is what are we calling average? What are we calling average? You know, yesterday we were talking about the average defenses. When we looked at the defensive rank of the last 20 Super Bowl winners, I mean, really, if you think about what I brought up the other day, I mean, you're really talking about that in order for, you know, let's say, y'all tell me what average is. Because I would say that an average defense, if you're talking about 32 teams in the league, an average defense is probably between 15 and 20. Would y'all not agree with that? 15 and 20. So if the Dallas Cowboys need to be average as far as defense goes, let me make sure I mark this. Because, you know, I'm kind of wondering, like, what is an average defense as we get into our discussion for today? What is an average defense? You know, what's the number? Because I would say that average is between 15 and 20. I would say average is probably between 15 and 20. So we're needing Jordyn Brooks to, like, kind of move us up about 16 spots. What's going on, Mark Davis? What's going on, my fragrance guy? What's going on? Good to see you. You've been working hard. I tell you, no, I know no matter what you're doing, I know you smell good doing it with all them fragrances, bruh. I know you smell good. Almost 500 fragrances or more. So, but again, good to see you, Mark Davis. You know, the question is, what's average? So I would say average is between 15 and 20. And so this really, you know, as I was pondering this this morning, Dak Prescott would have to do something that when you think about the last 10 years, Dak Prescott would have to do something that only Matthew Stafford and Patrick Mahomes have done. You are going to have to really ball out. And I think these two teams are a very good example of what I'm talking about. Because when you think about the 2022 Los Angeles Rams, and when you think about the 2023 Kansas City Chiefs, offensively, those teams were extremely good. So in order for you to be competitive with an average defense, your offense is literally going to have to be off the chain. And I thought about this the other day too. And I'm going to bring this question up again. But when we look at the defenses that Troy Aikman won Super Bowls with, versus what Dak Prescott may have to win the Super Bowl with, will it be more impressive than Troy Aikman if Dak Prescott wins a Super Bowl with an average defense, something Troy Aikman never did? If Dak Prescott wins the Super Bowl with an average defense, in the salary cap era, without the amount of talent that Troy Aikman had, will it be more impressive of Dak Prescott winning a Super Bowl than it was when Troy Aikman won a Super Bowl? I mean, I really think it's kind of like a rhetorical question. Because what we're really asking Dak Prescott to do, I don't think we're sometimes really realizing what we're asking Dak Prescott to do. We're asking him again to do something that we never asked Troy Aikman to do, to win a Super Bowl with an average defense. Because even if that defense is 15 or 16, there's only been two quarterbacks, and I should say two teams. There's only been two teams where they have been able to win a Super Bowl with an average defense. And I'm pretty sure there's some more metrics in there too. I'm sure there's some more metrics in there where those teams probably rose to the occasion in certain games. But I would dare say that if Dak Prescott pulls off what we think he's about to pull off, or at least what I think he's about to pull off, this is why I keep saying, if Dak Prescott wins a Super Bowl in Dallas, I'm talking just one, first ballot Hall of Famer. He will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And the reason why I know this is because when you look at Drew Brees, because I'm thinking this is that Drew Brees team. When you look at that Drew Brees team in 2010, see, people don't realize, man, this is rare air. It is rare air to win a Super Bowl with average defenses. It's rare air. Drew Brees in 2010 wins a Super Bowl, first ballot Hall of Famer. Dak Prescott pulls this off with this team. He is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And so the question is again, can Christian Parker, are we expecting too much to ask Christian Parker in his first season, Cowboys fans? Is it too much to be asking Christian Parker to get us between 15 and 20? Is it asking too much? Because I'm telling you right now, man, that is a monumental feat. There are not many quarterbacks that have done it. It's rare air. Troy Aikman didn't do it. It's rare air. I mean, you look at the teams that Troy played with. It's rare air, I'm telling you. Let me look at something else real quick. But I'm telling us, man, if Dak Prescott pulls this off, people will have no choice but to say he one of them. They will have no choice but to say he one of them. And so I want us to look at this part right here. So when you look at the offensive rank of the teams that won the Super Bowl, let me go back. So that was 2023 and 2022. So when you go back and look at 2023 and 2022, I want to show you what it required for the offense to do in order to win those Super Bowls. So in 2023 and 2022, Patrick Mahomes had the number one offense in football. He had the number one offense in football. I think that's 2023. He had the 16th ranked defense, but he had in 2023, he had the number one ranked offense. When you look at 2022, the Rams had the 15th best defense, but they had the 7th ranked offense. Now, when I look at this particular thing, what this tells me about the Rams is that the Rams, and we watched that Super Bowl, I'm sorry, against the Cincinnati Bengals. I call them the Bengals. When you look at that Super Bowl against the Bengals, man, I really think they got some breaks in that Super Bowl. I think the Cincinnati Bengals should have beat them in that Super Bowl. Man, a lot of people say Aaron Donald jumped offside on that sack. Because I think, if you go back and look at that play, I am telling you, you go back and look at that play. Had Joe Burrow just had a millisecond, they would have beat the Rams. They would have beat the Rams. But these are like anomalies to do what the Rams did. 15th best defense, 7th best offense. It's an anomaly. I mean, when you look at these Super Bowl teams, I find it to be very interesting. The more you look at these Super Bowl teams, you know for sure defense wins championships every single time. Defense wins championships. I mean, the overall theme, it's top 10 defenses most of the time. It is top 10. And in a lot of cases, top 5. I mean, if you really want to just get to that Super Bowl, top 5 defenses is where it's at. And I'm talking about top 5 defenses that can stop the run. And I guarantee you digging all these numbers, these teams were able to do those things. So defense wins championships. But again, I'm just telling us, man, we're talking about an anomaly here. When you go back and you start looking at these doggone defenses, man, it is rare to win a Super Bowl without a top 10, top 5 defense. It's very, very, very rare. So that means when you do it, you better believe your offense is on point. Your offense is on point, man. That's all I'm saying. And so, I just keep wondering, I think Christian Parker is going to rise to the occasion. I think he wanted that pressure. I really do. High risk, high reward. He wants that pressure. But it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure. And I'm telling you, man, if Dak Prescott pulls this off, which I believe he's about to pull it off, but we're going to see where his defense is. Because this Christian Parker defense may get good quicker than most of us expect. It may get good quicker than most of us expect. And again, I'm telling y'all right now, do not be surprised at what I'm telling you. Don't be surprised at what I'm telling you. Because when you start talking about a top-ranked defense, don't discount this part. It all boils down to who you play. It all boils down to who you play. Do not be surprised. In the first 4 weeks of the season, do not be surprised if we are talking about the Cowboys having a top 15 defense. Now, why am I saying the Cowboys could have a top 15 ranked defense? Simple. When you look at the schedule. When you look at the schedule. And when you look at how teams kind of get their defensive rank, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. I want to dig in a little bit deeper to this because your defensive rank is based on your numbers. It's based on the teams you play, the teams you put those numbers up against. And so sometimes what you have to be careful is because the Cowboys did this in the past in those 12-win seasons. We look back the other day, the Cowboys had these top 5, top 7 defenses. But you got to understand, when you're in a very weak division, you're going to put up numbers because you're playing weak teams. You're playing 6 games where teams, six games where the teams may be weak. Then you throw in another 3 or 4 teams on that schedule. They may be weak. And so you're posting these really good numbers. And you might be posting top 5 numbers against average and below average teams. And then what equalizes those numbers out is then you play against good teams. And then those numbers they kind of go backwards a little bit. But if you play enough bad teams, by the end of the season, everyone thinks you have a top 10 defense. But the reality is you may have a top 10 defense against weak teams. But then when we look at you against the good teams, you're not even average. You're not even mid-pack when you play good teams. And that becomes what the Cowboys were in those 12-win seasons. The Cowboys could they ruled their division. They were beating the Carolina Panthers and teams like that. But when it came against the Buffalo Bills, when they came against the Baltimore Ravens, when they started playing teams that had 12 wins, they were not beating some of those teams. But because, again, you don't get to control who you play against, you amass the wins against the below average and the average teams. Problem is, when you play the good teams in the playoffs, your record and your stats are deceptive, and then everybody's in their feelings because You get beat by a team like the Green Bay Packers, whose record wasn't as good as yours. But if you go look at the doggone tape, you go look at the stats, you go look at the run the Green Bay Packers were on, and the realization is, while our numbers may have been better, we were not the better team. So this is what the Cowboys have got to correct. And this is why I say, don't be surprised. You're playing the Giants. We may be playing the Giants without Malik Neighbors, with a questionable offensive line. I would not be surprised if the Cowboys came out of the gate a top 10 defense. Why not? You're only talking about one game. You're playing the Giants. Don't be surprised. That's all I'm telling us. This defense may come out the box top 10. Dare say top 5, man. It's the Giants. Then you're going to be in Dallas. You're going to play the Commanders. I don't think they're that good of an offense. You may still be a top 10 defense by then. We're going to see what the Ravens do. The Ravens are going to test out that run defense. But then when you get to the Titans, I'm sorry, C.J. Stroud has been struggling. Do you kind of see the effect that I'm talking about? Numbers-wise, the Cowboys may absolutely be average, mid-pack, and may even be top 10 by the time we get out of game number 4. We'll see what happened to the Buccaneers. I don't really consider them to be offensive juggernauts. We'll see what happened when we play the Packers. I mean, last year they put up 40 on us. I don't think it's going to happen again, but I think it's possible we put up 40 on them again. But when you start looking at this schedule, for as hard as people say this schedule is, I'm telling us again, this schedule isn't what people think it is. We're going to put up numbers on the Eagles. You know why? Because we got Christian Parker. Because even when we didn't have Christian Parker, Dak Prescott put up numbers on the Eagles. Dak's going to put up numbers on the Eagles again. I got a feeling we're going to put up numbers on the Cardinals this year. I got a feeling we're going to beat them. I got a feeling we're going to put up numbers on the Colts, the Titans. 49ers are going to be a true test. The Seahawks are going to be a true test. The Rams are going to be a true test. The Jags will be a test. And then you back to the Giants and the Commanders. So it's not too much when you're talking about number-wise for Christian Parker to be average, because I think he'll be average and probably better. We might be looking at a top 13, top 14 defense. But understand this. It can't be fool's gold. What am I talking about before we get into our segments? We got to be careful, because we could be top 15 against the Giants, the Commanders, the Texans, the Eagles, maybe the Bucks, the Cardinals, the Colts, the Titans, the Giants, the Commanders again. We could be top 10, top 5 against them. The real question is this for us and Christian Parker. What will the Cowboys look like against the Ravens with that running attack? What will they look like against, I'm not really sure about the Buccaneers, but the Packers? What will they look like against them? The Eagles, we can't sleep on the Eagles now. Will Saquon Barkley look better than last year? Because he's looking tired. What will they look like against the 49ers? What will they look like against the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Jags? That's going to be the real question. So as we're going to be talking about this Christian Parker defense this year, I really think we're going to be talking about two different things. We're going to be talking about a defensive rank overall. But the real story is, though, which has been the real story of the Dallas Cowboys, not just in the Dak Prescott era, but let's just stay in the Dak Prescott era. The real question for this team defensively will be, how do they look against the winning teams? They'll look better than average, I believe, against those below average teams. but will they be average against these good teams? That's the question. That is our question right there. Because I'm not worried about the offense. If they stay healthy, they're putting up points. They're putting up points. There's only a few teams on this schedule that I would be worried about points-wise. And I'll be honest with you, it might just be 2 or 3 teams I'm worried about on this schedule points-wise. And you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb. There is only one team, believe it or not. There is only one team on this schedule that I got questions on whether or not the Cowboys can put up points. I'm going to read some of your comments before we get into our first segment, because this is our first segment. I just didn't have it on the docket. But I'm going to read some of your comments. And looking at this schedule, what would be the one team, looking at this schedule, I'm going to flash it up here for you real quick. What is the one team on this schedule that you believe the Cowboys could possibly have a problem putting points up on? One team, because there's only one team on this schedule. Because I believe the Cowboys will be able to put up points on every team on this schedule. Every team on this schedule. But what is the one team that if you were looking at this schedule, that you got questions on whether or not the Cowboys will be able to put up points on that team? Let me read some comments, and then y'all tell me who y'all think that team is before we get into our first segment. Okay, my man Bass, he said, if it wasn't the defense that let us down, then it was we didn't have enough weapons offensively. Yep. And if it was neither of those, we didn't have the right coach. We fixed all 3 areas best we can. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let me see here. Bass said, I see what G is saying. Even average of a defense, it would take your offense to be godlike, and the only 2 teams have had that have had that made it. Yeah, because again, Bass, I think people don't understand kind of what we're asking. And I'm not saying that it can't be done, because I do think we're going to have a high-powered offense, and I do think we're going to have a defense better than average. But the issue is we got to make sure that the defense isn't a fool's gold defense. Like, basically, you eat off the sorry teams, and then you get beat by the good teams, and then it averages to a top 13, top 14 defense. See, people don't realize when you start looking at the breakdown of each individual game. See, stats are based on the average against all the teams that you play. So at the end of the season, someone says, yeah, man, the Cowboys finished with a top 14 defense. Okay, but can we go into the numbers? Are they top 14 because they were the same against all the teams and they beat them the same way, the defense performed the same, or they top 14 because they were top 5 against the below average teams, and then they were 20 or worse against the good teams. And so when you average it up in the middle, they're top 15. Well, I got news for you. That's fool's gold. You're getting beat. Yeah, you're getting beat like that. So the key is, you got to put the numbers up against the good teams. Because if that's really the true litmus test, when you get the numbers against the good teams. Because one of the things that we've done in the past is our defenses, they stunk against those really good playoff teams. Demetrius said, G, when Stafford won that Super Bowl because the 49ers knocked out the number 1 and 2 seed. Okay, context matters. Yeah. The Rams were the 4th, and the 49ers were literally tired when they played the Rams for the 3rd time. Okay. I like that. Makes sense. Hey, you know what, Demetrius? Seeding matters. That's why Dan Quinn fought so hard year before last, because he wanted to take a certain road to get to the Super Bowl because he thought it would be easy or easier. Yeah, he thought it would be easier. Marvin May said 15 to 20 should be the bare minimum. I believe it will be better than that. Yeah. Well, the question becomes, will we be better than that against the good teams? Because that's what's going to really make who we are. Timothy Johnson, what's going on? That's what's going to really make us who we are. Because when you look at these defenses the Cowboys had when we looked yesterday and they were top 5 and all of this, you can go back and look at those seasons. They were great against the average and below average teams. You know, think about this. When you're putting up 40 plus points on the New York Giants, a lot of people don't realize that helps out your stats. When you're putting up 40 points and the Giants are terrible, barely scoring 14 points, that goes into your defensive average. And that's the part people don't understand. When you're beating sorry teams and you're putting up points on them, you're holding them to, I don't even know if you're holding them. They're just not good. But nevertheless, you got an average defense. You're holding less than average teams. It pads your stats. It absolutely does. It pads your stats. So the question isn't so much what was the average of your defense. The question is, what did your defense look like against the good teams? And when you go back, y'all remember this? We would say stuff like Michael Parsons would disappear. Michael Parsons wasn't disappearing. They were making him disappear. When you played the good teams, they schemed against Michael Parsons. Okay, double team him, chip him, line the tight end up on the side, run at him, run away from him. He's undersized, so we're going to take advantage of his size. So they figured out real fast. If we get rid of Michael Parsons, the rest of the Dallas Cowboys defense, some of them are above average, but most of them are average or below. We'll take our chances. And so they just neutralized Michael Parsons. And once you neutralize Michael Parsons, man, the Dallas Cowboys defense just didn't look right. And that's what they're trying to fix now, to have a defense that's not centered around one player. So when you start talking about these defenses, man, the big thing is, how do they look against the good teams? Because again, if you look at us in those years, we were winning those 12-win seasons. Man, we didn't look good against the good teams. We really didn't. We did not look good, contrary to what a lot of people think. We didn't look good in those years. We didn't. We didn't. Let me show you an example real quick. Let me show you an example. How much do you think this helped the Dallas Cowboys defensive average when the Giants score 0 points? What do you think your defense looked like that week? What do you think your defense looked like that week? You played the sorry Jets. They scored 10 points. What do you think that did for your defense? Yeah, this is why I'm telling us, even looking at our schedule this year, do not be surprised if the Cowboys start out as a top 10 defense. Why? Because of the team they're playing. Well, look at these teams. It's the Giants. 0 points. 10 points against the Jets. This is 2023. I still can't figure out why the Cardinals keep beating the Cowboys. Hopefully we'll solve that this year. They played the Patriots and when the Patriots were sorry. The Patriots only scored 3 points. The Cowboys scored 38. How much do you think that helps your stats? Who you play matters. Now, let's look at the good teams in 2023. 49ers. Do y'all realize in a 12-win season, the 49ers mollywopped us 42-10? The 49ers mopped the floor with us 42-10. It's a game like that, it brings your average back into reality. You beat the Chargers 2017. The Rams, you beat the Rams 43-20. They're not a good team at this point. You played the Eagles. You beat the Eagles 28. The Eagles beat you 28-23. This is another game that kind of brings your points, brings your defensive average back. You look at the Giants. They were terrible. You put up 49 points on the Giants. They scored 17. What do you think that did for your defense? And what a lot of people don't realize, if you start really going in and digging into these games, you can only play who's in front of you. Go into some of these games and look at how many sacks that Michael Parsons had. Michael Parsons was eating in these types of games, in particular on the Panthers. Sometimes sacks are overrated. And what do I mean by that? I want to know who you got the sacks against. When you're getting sacks against the trash Carolina Panthers at that time, I'm not telling you those sacks don't count, because they do. But they don't count as much because I want to know, are you getting sacks against the good teams? What is your sack totals like against the 49ers, who mollywopped you 42-10? And I don't really know these numbers. I'm just kind of looking. But what did your sacks look like against the 49ers, who literally mollywopped the Cowboys? Let me see here. See if we can see Michael Parsons. This is us on defense. And this is not a knock on Michael Parsons. I'm just giving you an example of what I'm talking about. So when you look at Michael Parsons, isn't it strange? When we get mollywopped by the San Francisco 49ers, Michael Parsons gets 1 tackle and 3 assists, 0 sacks, 0 interceptions, 0 forced fumbles. He gets none of that. And this is the deceptiveness of numbers. Okay, I see what your numbers look like against the 49ers. Okay, this is 2023. So now let's go to Michael Parsons when we play a team like the Panthers. So now we're playing this team, the Panthers, and they're trash. We all know it. So now let's go and see what Michael Parsons looks like against the Panthers. I can't remember. See, I don't think he was hurt this year. Let me see. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't it strange? How different does Michael Parsons look against the Panthers, who were trash that year, versus the San Francisco 49ers that mollywopped us? How does he look? 2 tackles, 4 assisted tackles, 2.5 sacks. This is not about Michael Parsons. Everybody does this. Myles Garrett, they all do it. They eat against the bad teams. But the true test of your defense is, how do you look against the good teams? So when you look at the bad teams, this entire defense looked better. But when you look at the good teams, defense it wasn't even average. It was terrible. Mollywopped. Mollywopped against the 49ers. I don't even know how the Cardinals beat you. I don't even know how the Cardinals beat us. But they did. They absolutely beat us. And that's why I say, when you start looking at these breakdowns of these games, how do you look against the good teams? How do you look? I'm talking about the entire Cowboys defense. Michael Parsons had 1 sack against the Arizona Cardinals. Obviously wasn't enough. But again, look at these teams that we're beating. We mollywopped the Giants, mopped up the Panthers, mollywopped the Commanders. Understand, the problem is when you play the Commanders, a team like the Commanders, you get the Commanders score 10, the Giants score 17, the Panthers score 10, and we're bragging about a Cowboys defense, talking about those were top 5 defenses. Were they? Were those top 5 defenses? Because I'm telling you, those were not top 5 defenses. We were beating trash teams. That's what we were doing. We were beating trash teams. The true defense of the Cowboys was actually when you were playing the 49ers, When you were playing the Buffalo Bills in 2023, they mollywopped us 31-10. Yeah, they mollywopped us. What does the defense look like? Hold on a second. What does the defense look like? Anybody finds this to be strange? Anybody finds it to be strange that whenever we played the good teams, why is Micah Parsons nowhere to be found? You literally have to go to the bottom of the list almost. When we play the good teams, Micah Parsons, nowhere to be found. 0 tackles, 2 assisted tackles, 0 sacks. I wonder why. This isn't a knock on Micah Parsons. When you play playoff level teams, do you know what they do? They neutralize your strengths and they exploit your weaknesses. Micah Parsons, when you look at this list, he's the best defensive player on the team. This is simple. When I play the Dallas Cowboys this week, I am making it my business to stop Micah Parsons. I'm going to double team him. I'm going to line the tight end on his side. We're going to chip him with the tight end, to chip him with the running back. We're going to run right at him. We're going to run against him. We're going to do everything we can to keep this man off balance because we'll take our chance with DeMarcus Lawrence. We'll take our chance. We know DeMarcus Lawrence needed more players. Like he had with the Seattle Seahawks. We know he needed more players to do something more than what he did with the Cowboys. We know what he was. They knew what he was. This is what they were doing to the Cowboys. Even when you start talking about, even if you talk about Oso Digizua played off of Micah Parsons. If you neutralize Micah Parsons, you neutralize Oso Digizua. Bottom line. And so what I'm telling you is, when you start talking about, because people like, Cowboys have had top 5 defenses. Have they? Were those really top 5 defenses? Or were they top 5 defenses against the terrible teams? And the real Cowboys were those below average teams against the good teams. Even the Dolphins gave us fits. Micah Parsons was nowhere to be found in this Dolphins game. How the Miami Dolphins give us a fit? Because they were better than average. The Lions, we beat them 2019. Do y'all remember how many turnovers we had in that game? And their defense rose to the occasion on us. Then, look at this. We played the Commanders last game of the season. You don't think beating the Commanders 38-10, the Commanders got nothing to play for? The Commanders are actually playing for a high draft pick. You beat them 38-10. What do you think that did to your defense? What did I tell y'all the other day? The Dallas Cowboys defenses were fool's gold in those 12-win seasons, and 2023 proves it. This is why. When you ran up against the Packers, our record was better than the Packers. Our team wasn't. Our record was better than the Packers. Our team wasn't. They had a better team. Their quarterback wasn't better. Their team was better. They destroyed us. Look at this defense. I just want you to pay attention to one stat. Sacks. If Jordyn Love would have played in the mud in this game, Jordyn Love would have went to the locker room after the game and they'd have hung his uniform up in the locker. They'd have told him, don't even throw it in the laundry because you don't have a speck of dirt on you. Jordyn Love didn't even hit the ground. Where's Micah Parsons? Where is he? This isn't a knock on Micah Parsons. This is the fact of he was your only strong defensive player. And once they neutralized him, the rest of those guys were history. Look at this in the playoffs. This is why people say Michael Parsons disappears in the playoffs. Where's his sacks again? So I'm asking us the question, when I talk about average again, who are we average against? The good teams or the bad teams? The good teams or the bad teams? This has been the story of the Cowboys. Whenever they had those, everybody was like, yeah, they got top 5 defense. No, they didn't. No, they were top 5 against the sorry teams, and they were top 25, I'm sure, playing the good teams. Bottom line. This is going to be the biggest question that Christian Parker is going to have to answer. When we look at this schedule this year, and I'm coming back to my question I asked you in the beginning, I believe the Cowboys can put up points on all these teams. There's only one team that I'm concerned about. Can the Cowboys put points up on? And it is the Houston Texans. I'm telling y'all right now, that's a Super Bowl defense. That's a Super Bowl defense with a quarterback that is struggling out of his mind. He is absolutely struggling out of his mind. But that right there is a Super Bowl defense. I'm concerned about the Cowboys putting up points on it. And I'm telling you now, even with the Rams adding Myles Garrett, not concerned. They're going to put up points against the Rams. I believe they're going to put up points against the Seahawks. I don't care how good those defenses are. They're putting up points. They're putting up points on the 49ers. Book it. Book it. They're putting up points on the 49ers. Now, for some reason, I still got to question the doggone Cardinals. I don't know what's going on with this team. I don't care if the Cardinals are 0-16. They're going to get one win against the Cowboys. Y'all got to help me with that. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. When we play the Cardinals, anything goes. But the only team I'm really concerned about the Cowboys not being able to put up points against is the Texans, and I don't know what the Jaguars are going to be. But these other 15 teams, they're going to put up points. The question is this simple. Will Christian Parker be able to have this defense better than average against the Ravens, against the Eagles, which I believe he is, against the 49ers, against the Colts, against the Rams, against the Seahawks, against the Jaguars? Why do I ask those teams in particular? Running team, running team, running team, running team, running team, running team. We'll see if there'll still be a running team. Running team. This Dallas Cowboys run defense is about to be put to the ultimate test. Ultimate. These teams can run the ball. They're playing 10 teams that will be able to run the ball. Frank Lawrence, we're going to get to see Jeremiah Love up close and personal, my brother. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You are playing 9 running teams. You're going to be put to the test. Bottom line. Bottom line. And so that's why I'm asking, we talk about average. What are we talking about? Are we talking about just a number? Or are we talking about against the team that we're playing? Because I'm telling you, do not be surprised if the Cowboys come out the gate and they're a top 10 defense because of who you're playing. We're not playing good teams on the first 2 games. We're not playing good teams. So get ready. Get ready. Quinn said, hey, we're going to listen to Stephen A in a minute. He said he'll stand a chance. Oh, we stand more than a chance. What up, Bazzy9? Yeah, we stand more than a chance. Jeremy Best said they can't be getting ran through like dog diarrhea against the good to great teams that are physical. That's what he means. Yeah. What has been our claim to fame? We're not a physical team. That's why I'm telling people, man, Man, I'm telling you, I can shoot. If you give me time, I'll shoot holes all through these defensive ranks of the Cowboys over the last 10 years. The 90s Cowboys defense were truly ranked. Man, these defenses we've had, bro, they have been fool's gold. Go back and look at the teams that you played. You put the numbers up against the bad teams. The numbers were so good against the bad teams that when you played the good teams, that's when the numbers went backwards. And then by the end of the year, everybody's saying, man, Cowboys got these top 5 defenses. But the question is, against who? That's what we haven't been asking. Against who? Against who? How good were those defenses? Against who? That's the tale of the tape. That is truly the tale of the tape. Against who? These numbers were very skewed, whether we realize it or not. Look at these numbers right here. Just tell me, based on what I just showed you, tell me these numbers aren't skewed. 2023, the Cowboys were ranked 5 in total points allowed. Wait a minute. Can we go back again? Think about the teams. Look at the points these terrible teams we were playing. Look at the points they were scoring. Tell me this wasn't fool's gold in 2023 when everybody was crying because we got beat by the Green Bay Packers. Tell me these numbers were not fool's gold. Well, of course you're going to get 18.5 a game. Your defense is going to allow 18.5 points a game. The Giants scored 0. The Jets scored 10. The Patriots scored 3. I mean, just look at the points these teams are scoring. The Panthers only scored 10. The Giants scored 17. The Commanders scored 10. The Eagles scored 13. The Lions scored 19. The Dolphins scored 22. Then the Commanders scored 10. Of course you're going to be ranked that high as it comes to points. You're playing teams that ain't scoring. You're literally playing teams in 2023. They're not scoring. And they're not scoring not because your defense is good. They're not scoring because these teams were straight trash. Stop it. This is what the Cowboys have got to get out of. Can Christian Parker help this team to win the games they're supposed to win and have this defense rise to the occasion against the average and good teams? This was the biggest knock. People don't realize this. This was absolutely the biggest knock on Mike McCarthy. It was the biggest knock. Mike McCarthy couldn't beat the good teams. And sometimes he was losing the teams he wasn't supposed to lose to. You could go back to the 2022 season. I'm telling y'all, these defensive rankings, they were fool's gold. Look at the sorry teams you're playing. Look at these teams. Titans scored 13. Terrible. Vikings scored 3 that season. Terrible. Colts scored 19. We've owned the Giants. They scored 20 that game. You played the Lions. They scored 6. You played the Rams. They scored 10. The Commanders was terrible for a long time. They scored 10. Bengals scored 17. Giants scored 16. The Buccaneers, even though they beat you, they only scored 19 points. The problem is, though, in those seasons, we were not beating teams we should have beat. The Buccaneers, that was the game Dak Prescott had the thumb. I think he broke his thumb that game. Dak Prescott broke his thumb that game. We had Cooper Rush playing. The Eagles mollywopped us. I think this is the year Cooper Rush played, if I'm not mistaken. We got beat by the Packers. Let's see, who else is in here? We got beat by the Jaguars. That was the game where what's his name, tipped the ball up. Noah Brown, everybody blamed it on Dak Prescott, tipped the ball up. They ran the ball all the way back, scored a touchdown on us. And the crazy thing is, even when you look at this particular year in 2022, look at the schedule. Where was the tough team on this schedule? Where was it? Where was the tough team? Where was the really tough team? The Buccaneers made the playoffs, but where was the tough team? Bengals were probably pretty good that year. I think the Bengals were pretty good. But they're in the AFC. You weren't going to see them again unless you got to the Super Bowl. Giants, terrible. Commanders, terrible. Rams, terrible. Eagles, all right. Lions, terrible. Bears, terrible. Packers, they're pretty good. Vikings, terrible. Giants, terrible. Colts, terrible. Texans, all right. AFC, terrible. Jaguars, yeah, they was all right that year. Eagles, they were all right that year. Titans, terrible. Commanders, terrible. I mean, we don't realize it when you go back and start looking at these seasons, man. These teams really were not that good. They were not that good. Now, I'm going to give the Cowboys credit. They played a very good game in San Francisco. And I still say if Tony Pollard doesn't break his leg, I still say the Cowboys might have pulled this game out. I believe if Tony Pollard would have stayed healthy, I believe they beat the 49ers. I really do. But you know, you remember that game, they said that Tony Pollard was a huge part of the game plan. You take him out, the game is pretty much over. But I'm telling you, I still don't understand. This has to be the best game I've ever seen by a quarterback in the playoffs. Dak Prescott was incredible in that Buccaneers game. But it goes to show you, the Buccaneers were really more of what the Cowboys had played all season. But when they played the 49ers, even with Brock Purdy, it was different. Because Kyle Shanahan called a very good game against the Dallas Cowboys. He had a plan for the Dallas Cowboys. But in the grand scheme of things, this is what Christian Parker is up against. Can he help the Cowboys win the games they're supposed to win? Can he beat the good teams? We don't want to pad our stats against bad teams. Can we beat the good teams? And again, I'm going to read some of y'all's answers on the team that y'all thought the Cowboys had problems scoring on. I don't think they're going to have problems scoring on the Rams. I don't think they're going to have problems scoring on Seattle. We watched the Rams multiple times put up big-time points on Seattle. And when you think about the Rams playing the Seattle Seahawks, man, if the referees hadn't got involved, I'm telling you, I believe the Rams would have went to the Super Bowl this past season. I believe the Rams would have went to the Super Bowl this past season. Yeah, Sonics, it's the Texans. Man, I'm telling us right now, boy, the Texans have a Super Bowl defense. Bar none. It's Super Bowl level. Problem is, the problem is the quarterback, C.J. Stroud. Yeah, Gerald, it's the Texans. Rico, it's the Texans. That doggone Texans defense is the real deal. I'm not worried about the Rams. Even with Myles Garrett, even with Aaron Donald, not worried. I'm going to tell y'all something about Aaron Donald. We'll see where Aaron Donald is by the time we see him. Don't expect Aaron Donald to come off the couch and be gangbusters. Aaron Donald been sitting on the couch for 2 years, and we know he coming back. Now, the question, even with Aaron Donald, when does he come back? We're going to see. Hey, I'm telling y'all right now, teams should not be afraid of the Rams with Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett. They should not be afraid. I'm just telling us. Yeah, again, I'm not worried about the Rams. I'm not worried about the Rams because we've seen teams, we know, even though they've done some things on the back end, we're going to see what they do with the things they've put in the back end. I'm not worried about the Rams. For some reason, I'm not worried about the Rams defensively. We'll see how it goes. I'm not worried about the Rams. I'm worried more about the Texans. That defense is bar none. Dak Prescott, man, Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele, shoot, they going to get the test of their life. They gonna get the test of their life. Shoot. They about to get the test of their life, Clyde Bankston. That Texans defense is bar none. C.J. Stroud should have been fired last year for messing over a defense that good. Don't mess over a defense that good, man. Defense is crazy, bro. Gene Ward, I'm telling you, Gene Ward, we go back through them games, man. Doggone things were fool's gold, bro. They were fool's gold. Gerald Jackson said a college team could look good from a mid-major conference. Then you see who they are when they face the big boys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That Texas defense is next level, man. So again, man, where Christian Parker is where he's got to help us this year is that Christian Parker has got to help this defense win the games they're supposed to win and beat these good teams. That's where he's going to make his mark in this league. That's where he's going to make the mark in this league. Yeah, Clifford, again, that's everything I was explaining. It wasn't a knock on Micah Parsons. He was the only good defensive player you had. Stop him. Stop the defense. Dak Prescott on offense. Stop CeeDee Lamb. Basically, take away Dak's first read. Everybody else was below average. The formula was so simple for beating us back then. It ain't that simple now. Now that we got George Pickens, now that we got people like Michael Trigg, and I'm telling you again, I want this man to push Jake Ferguson to the point of losing sleep at night. We got some offensive weapons now. Javonte Williams can run behind Cooper Beebe, Ty Booker, Ty Smith. Yeah, we can do some things now on offense. I'm not worried about the Cowboys offense. I mean, even if it's the same offense, it'll still be top 5. It'll be top 5. 864 Cowboys fan said, Facts G, folks hold on to them season stats ranks like in big games. We wasn't showing who we was all season. Yeah, we was racking up stats against sorry teams. And again, it's not our fault because you can only play who you play. But the problem was, man, when you played those good teams, they were neutralizing all our strengths. So, again, this is where Christian Parker's got to help us. Can Christian Parker help us to be better than average against the good teams? Frank Lawrence, and again, if he could just help us to be average against the good teams, I believe the offense will do the rest. If they can just be average against the Rams defensively, average against the Seahawks, average against the Eagles, if they can just be average against the 49ers, you ain't got to worry about it. Offense going to do the rest. Offense will do the rest. I'll say it. I said it before. I said it again last year. I said it last year. I'll say it again this year. If the Dallas Cowboys can keep every offense around 23 points, they would literally go undefeated. I'm telling you right now. If they could hold every offense, if the defense could hold every offense to 23 points or less, they would probably go undefeated, 14-3, 15-2, 16-1. If they could do that. Because this offense, there is only one team. It's the Texans. Everybody else, they're putting up points. Book it. They're putting up points. Stephen White, what's going on? Yeah, they putting up points. I'm telling you. Yeah, they putting up points. This Dallas Cowboys offense is very balanced. It can run, it can pass. Now we got to tweak it. Because last year what we were missing was the tweaks. Now we got to tweak it. It can run, it can pass. We got to get 2 things back on this team. Y'all tell me what y'all think. There are 2 things we got to get back on this team. We got to get the seam routes back. Dak Prescott used to own the seams. We don't own the seams no more. Ferguson has been fumbling, dropping balls, alligator hands, you name it. We don't own the seams no more. We got to start owning the seam routes again. Number 2, How do we tweak this offense? We got to add some outside runs to this offense. We got to get this offense to where it can operate outside of the tackles. Because the one thing that we saw last year, the way the Minnesota Vikings beat us, the way the Detroit Lions beat us, we couldn't operate outside of the tackles in the run game. We couldn't get the screen game going. We couldn't get the sweep game going. We cannot run outside of the tackles. Once we add those two dimensions to this offense, then we're going to be unstoppable. Then we're going to be unstoppable. You need more variety. Then we'll be unstoppable offensively. We got to add those two wrinkles to the offense. Got to add those two wrinkles. Because I'm telling us, man, our outside run game is it's non-existent. Our screen game, it's non-existent. You got to get those things in there. And you got more weapons. Use them. Well, use them. You got to use the weapons you have to do what you got to do. Yeah, Osama said the game plan is to run at Michael Parsons. Kyle Shanny did it every game. It neutralizes Parsons. Yeah, because he's an edge rusher. He's not a defensive end. He's an edge rusher. They ran right at him. And again, not a knock on Michael Parsons. He's the best player on your defense. Okay, when you play playoff teams, they neutralize your strengths. Take away Michael Parsons. Take away CeeDee Lamb. That's all. That's the game plan. See, now, offensively, we got enough weapons to where now you just got to pick your poison. Defensively, I think we're getting to that point, but we got to see it on the field. And that's going to be the next big thing. Badger 9 said, this is proof in the pudding why trading Michael was the best decision Jerry made in years. Having one star on defense isn't the recipe. Trading him to have good players all over the field is the move. Yep. And the problem was, it's not that they couldn't have got the players to help Michael Parsons, but if you would have paid Michael Parsons, the question is, how are you going to do it? The team the Cowboys have now, how are they going to get that team around Michael Parsons? It would have took them at least 2 additional seasons. At least 2 additional seasons. Poobie D, well, it should be a brawl because we're able to stop CJ. Yes, I agree. Osama, I'm going to tell you something, man. San Francisco don't have the weapons like they used to have, man. They don't have the weapons. I'm very interested to see what they look like this year. I know Kyle Shanahan can manufacture wins, but when you start playing playoff teams, he couldn't do it last year. D-Cuz Worley said, yep, that can score against anybody. I agree. Yeah, I don't know what the Jags... Man, I'll be honest with you. Man, I don't know what the Jags are, bro. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what them dang Jags are, bro. That's why I put a question mark by the Jags, man. I don't know what the Jags are, bro. I'll be honest with you. E-Crump, he said, run stop defense last year was not the problem. Yeah, I think our run defense was pretty bad last year. But I think that's going to be the biggest improvement of this team this year. They're going to be able to stop the run. Poobie D said you should do averages between good and bad teams, G. You know what? I'm going to go back and do that, Poobie D. Yeah, I'm going to go back and do that. But if there is one thing that I believe the Cowboys are going to be able to do this year, I believe they're going to be able to stop the run. I believe they're going to be one of the top teams in this league against the run. I do. When you look at the defense they put together, that defense is designed to stop the run and make teams pass the football. Yeah, if there is one thing I'm confident in, Cowboys Nation, I believe they will be able to stop the run. I believe they're going to be able to stop the run. And that is going to be the key to the Dallas Cowboys being a top 15 defense. A top 15 defense. And I'm talking against the good teams. Yeah. Bernard Fields, you said you want to borrow Jerry's yacht. Jerry on that yacht right now. Yeah, Jerry on that yacht. That's why he been so quiet, man. Jerry on that yacht. Yeah, Marion Kendrick, you said you want to see the defense improve every week. You know what? And this is why I want us, and I'm going to show us this again, Marion Kendrick. I want us to make sure, man, we really pump the brakes after week 2. Because I believe you're going to see this defense go absolutely nuts on the Giants and the Commanders. They're going to go nuts. Man, I'm telling you, I believe, and I could be totally wrong, but just looking at these two teams, man, I believe the Cowboys are going to look so good against these two teams. We're going to be saying, you're going to hear people singing Super Bowl bound after week 2. I believe that's how good they're going to look at a team. It's going to be the Ravens, the Texans, the Buccaneers, and the Packers. Those are the 4 teams I believe that's going to kind of bring us back to earth a little bit. Because those teams are going to be challenges. Because the Ravens, when you got Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson who can both run the ball, it don't get no bigger test than that. Defensively, I think the Texans are going to challenge our offense. Buccaneers, I'm not really concerned about them, but I just think they're a little bit better than the Giants and the Commanders. I think the Buccaneers are better. We're going to see how that goes. Packers, we're going to be over there in Green Bay. They're not going to have, I don't know if they're going to have Micah Parsons. So that's going to have that's going to play a big part in the outcome of that game. But I think these 4 games will kind of bring us back down to earth where we might be a top 3 defense by the time we're done with these 2 teams. I think these 4 games will bring us back around that 10 to 15 mark. We'll see what happens, but I think that'll bring us back to that 10 to 15 mark. But then when we get in the middle of this schedule, man, we're going to have some opportunities to put up some serious numbers again defensively because the Cardinals are going to put us to the test. They got a serious backfield. I just think the Eagles are on the decline, y'all. Call me crazy. I think they're on the decline. The Colts are going to miss Pierce. I don't care what they say. They are going to miss Alec Pierce. The 49ers are down weapons. So these games here are going to be games that our defense should really be able to get a hold of. And I think it's going to really help bring our defense into its own. But I'm just saying all that to say, I'm ready to see it on the field. We've got a lot of things done off the field. We're getting the mentality right. We got the mindset right. Now it's going to be a matter of, what is it going to be on the field? Oxnard, California, it's going to tell us a whole lot about this team. But again, I am ready for this season to start. I'm with you, Poopy D. Pitch that ball to Jordyn Blue. Stop running in between the tackles. Yeah, man. Hey, pitch that ball to him, man. Pitch that ball to him. I'm with you. Play action should be great this year. Yeah, Bass, that's what they would do. They would shut our best guys down. It's going to be hard to do now, though. Boy, it's hard to shut these boy on this offensive side of the ball. Boy, I don't know how you shut down all them players. Shoot. I don't know how you shut down those players. Man, it's going to be tough. JCT Slice said people forget in 2024, Washington faced the Buccaneers team that was banged up and a Detroit team that was even more banged up, bro. Yeah, you need luck, too. Yeah, I'm with you, Clifford. I want to see them win against the Ravens, the Packers, and the 49ers, and the Cardinals. I'm with you. I'm circling them games, especially them doggone Arizona Cardinals, man. Man, I think them dudes got a chicken foot on us or something. I think they got some voodoo or hoodoo on us or something, man. Cowboys, 864 Cowboys fans said Cowboys offense was struggling last year in games. Why we acting like they just dominated everybody? You know what? They struggled at times when they wasn't supposed to struggle. I agree with you on that. Red zone, struggled. Some drives stalled. And one of the reasons why those drives stalled, I'm telling you, Shotty's got to add these 2 wrinkles to this offense. he's got to add an outside run game. Outside run game, pitch game, screen game. He's got to add those things to it. And we got to start owning the seams again. I don't know what's going on with Ferguson, man. Stu Ferguson ain't playing like he used to play. We got to get somebody who can get in them seams, man. Dak Prescott is the best seam-throwing quarterback in the league, or at least he was, until Ferg started tripping. I don't know what's going on with Ferg, man. Yeah, Quinn, he said, G, you're right. If we can stop the run, we could at least make a deep playoff run. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. If you can stop the run, you got a chance to go to the Super Bowl. You got a serious chance. You got a serious chance. Noel, Demetrius, he said, as always, you have fake Cowboys fans who can't help but be negative. It's simple. If you don't believe in the team, find you another team. Hey, I'm telling you, man. We about to do work, man. We about to do work. I feel real good about where this team is, man. What's going on, JP the Goo? Yeah, Polo. Yeah, man. Got that doggone hoodoo on us, man. My grandmother used to call it hoodoo. I don't know what the Arizona Cardinals got on the board. They got something, bro. That's all I can tell you. Ice Cold. He said Ferg got paid. Bam, man, no good. Yes, bro. What is going on with this man? That's all right, though. That's all right, though. I'm going to tell you this, Ice Cold. Let him keep playing. He going to find out fat meat greasy. Michael Trigg is in the building. Shoot. Michael Trigg is in the building, bro. Man, Dak Prescott known for making people into superstars. Shoot, Michael Trigg better understand something, boy. Hey, I'm telling you, Ferg better understand something, man. Shoot, Michael Trigg is in the building. Man, I'm telling you right now, I hope Michael Trigg push Ferg so hard he don't even get no sleep at night, bro. I'm serious. I hope this man don't get no sleep at night. Tired of you with these alligator arms in the seams in the seam routes all of a sudden, Ferg. What the heck going on with you, bro? The heck going on with you, man? We ain't got time for this, man. We trying to get this Super Bowl. We are trying to get this Super Bowl. All right, Cowboys fans, let's get to our second segment of the day. Let's get to our second segment of the day. Let's get to our second segment of the day. All right, let's get to this thing. Y'all got me rolling with that real Cowboys fan. Y'all remember what I said yesterday? Boy, sometime, boy, when you start hearing that real Cowboys fan, get ready, boy. Somebody about to hate on the Cowboys on a mass level. All right, so what we're going to do the same thing again. What is going on, my sister Niecy in the crib? What up, Niece? All right, so what we're going to do the same thing we did the last time we listened to Mina Kimes. We're going to listen to pick number 1. And I'm pretty sure y'all know already who is going to be pick number 1. Then I'm going to see kind of where she has Philadelphia. I'm interested in that. And then we will see where are the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, that's our plan. That's our plan. We're going to see who Mina Kimes has first. Where does she have the Eagles? And then where does she have the Cowboys? All right. This is Mina Kimes. Shout out to Mina Kimes. Featuring Lenny. Let's roll.
Welcome back to the Mina Kimes Show featuring Lenny, Power Hour edition. We're doing a little bit of a twist today on the concept. The concept remains the same, but I thought, and I've done this before, to mix things up so it doesn't feel like I'm always introducing the same teams and doing things in the same order, yada, yada, yada. Instead of me being the host and picking the choices, I would give the opportunity to my frequent co-host, my friend, the host of the Dominique Foxworth Show featuring Dominique Foxworth. I should say Charlie Kravitz. Dominique Foxworth.
Hey.
How do you feel about doing this? How do you feel about playing the Mina Kimes role this week?
The funny thing is, like,
is Dominique Foxworth, is he going to survive this ESPN firing? Oh my gosh. Boy, they cutting everybody over there, man. Boy, they cutting everybody over there on ESPN. And it's not just Ryan Clark. It's not just Ryan Clark either. Boy, Tom Pelissero, ESPN cares nothing about true sports talent. They care nothing about it. Man, I even saw where, I hope it ain't true. They're talking about ESPN gonna bring back Diana Rossini. Man, that boy, they bet not. I'm saying, Baz, I don't know. Is Foxworth, is he gonna survive? I don't know.
Make it seem like I feel like this is the easy job. The job that you're giving me is the easy job. I mean,
yeah.
I get that
You have less responsibility in that job. People
Right.
can't yell at you, even though they really should, because you're the
right.
one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
You
the
do
perfect thing,
escape-
because it's like
Yeah.
the choices I give you are actually me telling you what I think.
True.
But you're the one
Yeah.
that's making the choice. So ultimately, people are gonna be mad at you. I just made a list, and then if the list comes out all messed up, I'm like, Mina
Blame
did it.
me.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I made my initial list to do this. I've changed my thoughts a little bit doing the division previews, and I've done a few now. Starts to kind of change some of the way I think about certain teams. So we'll see. By the way, next week we'll be back again on Monday. Bill Simmons, friend of the pod, is going to be doing his rankings.
Now,
He's
Fox
joining me
still
for
there
that.
as far as I know,
So I will
Poobie
go
D.
back to hosting. But
My
it's
question
Dominique
is
this week.
Fox gonna survive?
Yell at him.
Yeah, my question is Fox gonna survive? You know what, Mose Luck? Let me tell you something. I believe they're getting ready. We'll see, but I think this is going to be Stephen A. Smith's last contract. Poobie D brought this up the other day. I believe they kind of understand. If they were to let go of Stephen A. Smith right now, the whole network would collapse, because I think they know a lot of people would come at them. But you watch what they're going to do over the next couple of years. They're going to start moving this network away from Stephen A. Smith. And they're going to start moving this network over to Pat McAfee. That's what they're doing. They're slowly but surely moving this network to Pat McAfee. And they really have no choice. If you're going to pay McAfee $60 million a year, you're not going to pay the whole Stephen A. Smith for too long. Book it. This is already in the plans. They couldn't get rid of Stephen A. Smith right now, but they're working their way towards getting rid of Stephen A. Smith. Watch what I tell you. They are going to try everything they can do to make Pat McAfee. They're going to try to make him the face of the network. And the reason why they're going to try to make him the face of the network, and we'll talk about this on the back end. As a matter of fact, I got some stuff on Stephen A. Smith. We'll talk about this on the back end. But they're going to move more towards Pat McAfee, because Pat McAfee is safe for them. See, you got to realize something, that people now, they're trying to get away from a lot of the salacious takes and the politics and all of those and the race stuff. They want to get away from all of that stuff. Ryan Clark, Shannon Sharp, Cam Newton, all that stuff. They're going to get away from that. They're going to make Pat McAfee. Because as far as I know, Pat McAfee don't talk about a lot of that stuff, if any of it. Pat McAfee, Adam Schefter is going to become more of a voice. Guys like that. They're going to start gravitating more towards guys like that, and they're going to move away from all of this stuff. My only problem with them is that some of the ladies on that show, they don't need to be on there either. I know they're afraid of some of them. And I forget the one lady's name, the one that does the basketball. This lady, then we're going to get the Mina Kimes. This lady, the one that said that The one that said that Jalen put his finger under her armpit? Come on, man. This lady is diabolical. The lady that said Jalen Rose put his finger in her armpit? This lady is diabolical. They're going to get away from all of that. You watch what I tell you. They're going to get away from all of that. Because ESPN, whether people realize it or not, they are struggling. They're struggling. Bad. Don't let nobody fool you. ESPN is struggling bad, man. Bad.
You heard him. If you don't like this. All right, Dominique, I'm ready. Give me the
for
choices for one. I will be keeping track of my whiteboard for the YouTube audience.
No problem. All right. So like I would like to throw some curveballs in at some point because it'll be fun, but I couldn't quite bring myself to throw in a curveball at the top. Like there are two teams that I think are pretty obvious. It's the Rams and the Seahawks that you're going to have to make a choice about. I'm going to avoid making the joke that everyone makes about you being a Seahawks fan because I know you are an unbiased observer when it comes to Power Hour.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this choice, which I've given everyone through the lens of, okay, what is the nit you pick with the Rams, right? Because the Rams, to me, seem very clearly to be the best team in the NFL because of the additions.
Now, you know, it's funny. We keep saying stuff like with the Cowboys, we're like, yeah, man, we got to see it on the field. And some people don't like all of the on paper talk, right? But you know the crazy part is? The Rams and the Seahawks, this is on paper too. Everybody thinks that these two teams are the obvious choice to get to the Super Bowl, and they might be obvious. I am not going to be surprised if neither one of these teams make the Super Bowl. I'm not going to be surprised. I am not going to be surprised if neither one of these teams make the Super Bowl. A lot of people don't realize what Sean McVay is trying to do. What Sean McVay is trying to do is actually going to be a monumental feat. Sean McVay is trying to put together another super team and win in the same season that he puts that super team together. The same thing I'm asking about the Cowboys. Is it too much? Are the expectations too high for Christian Parker? First-year defensive coordinator, rookies, free agents, got a few veterans on the defense. Are we asking too much for him to make this defense average? Well, people don't seem to understand that what's being asked of Sean McVay is a monumental feat too. To bring Aaron Donald off the couch, bring in Myles Garrett, bring in the other players that he got in free agency, and put that all together and say, let's win the Super Bowl this year. I'm sorry, but our chances are, I would dare say, if the Rams can do it, why can't the Cowboys do it? Why can't they do it? Why? Why can't they do it? Why? Why can't they do it? People are automatically penciling in the Rams and the Seahawks. Every list you look at, they are number one and number two. The Seahawks are about to find out something. It is very hard to repeat. It is hard to repeat. The Seattle Seahawks snuck up on everybody last year. They snuck up on everybody last year. It's a whole lot different now. Now the master of the house know that the thief is coming. Everybody watching. Everybody watching for the Seahawks. Everybody watching for the Rams. Everybody watching. Nobody is playing these two teams and not realizing who they are. Yeah, everybody watching now. Yeah. Everybody watching now. Seattle Seahawks. They are going to get everybody's best punch now. Everybody's best punch. Seattle Seahawks, shoot, watch what I tell you. They're going to get everybody's best punch now. Everybody. The Rams, they're going to get everybody's best punch too. Even the problem is with the Rams, they're going to have pretty good defense. They're going to be able to punch back. But nevertheless, these teams ain't sneaking up on nobody. Everybody, I believe, they are penciling in these two teams way too quick. These, to me, are Captain Obvious picks. I'm not saying they're lazy picks. They're just like, hey, man, they got Myles Garrett. The Seattle Seahawks won the Super Bowl. These, to me, are Captain Obvious picks. It's hard to repeat, man. It's hard to repeat. Absolutely. It's hard to repeat. So we're going to see.
They made during the offseason. If the Rams didn't, so I'll just start here. If the Rams didn't trade for Myles Garrett, I would pick the Seahawks. I would. But, I mean, it's just very, I had the Seahawks defense above the Rams defense, Dominique. And it could shake out that way. And I think coaching is a massive factor there. But it is really easy to imagine a world as well in which everything goes according to plan for Los Angeles and the defense is the best defense in the NFL and the offense is the best offense in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm with you, Esther. I mean, if the Rams, they talking about the Rams can do it, why can't the Cowboys? They're putting together a team in 1 year. Oh, they going to do it. Yeah, Esther said, gee, you're right. If the Rams can do it, count the Cowboys in. Yeah. I don't think people understand. This man is bringing people, he's bringing people, they got to put these people all together in 1 year and do it. We're going to see. Yeah, Jeremy Betts, Malika Andrews, bro. Boy, she different, man. Man, Malika Andrews is different. Man, let me tell you something, boy. Malika Andrews seems to hate on one type of man. In particular, one type of man. I'm going to leave it at that. Malika Andrews be tripping, man. JTX Bay said the Rams, Eagles, 49ers, Lions, etc. will all face the war of attrition. The Lions already have, and the 49ers, all these extra games they play every year, going to the playoffs, wears down players. Yeah. And JTX May, this is why I keep telling people, y'all better watch and pay attention to what the NFL did. The NFL put the Dallas Cowboys in a position to win. I keep telling people, and I don't think people are realizing it. The Dallas Cowboys are only playing 3 games in December. If you don't think they're preparing the Cowboys, and I'm not saying they did it on purpose, but if you don't think that's prepared you for a Super Bowl run, you're literally going to have 13 days in between both of those games, the Seahawks and the Rams. If you're nicked up a little bit, you're going to be able to you'll be able to nurse your wounds. You'll be able to get back fresh. You'll be able to stay fresh in the month of December. And it might come down to January, and you might not even need those games again. You might not even need the last game of the season. I'm telling us right now, the Cowboys, if they play their cards right, man, they set this team up to succeed. Demetrius Noel, man, every time I see that FIFA Cup stuff, boy, I be laughing thinking about stuff you say on here. Demetrius Noel said, gee, France was supposed to win the World Cup. Everyone said France was unbeatable. I guess Spain didn't get the memo. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Henry Williams, you're right. Marcus Dixon is a big upgrade from White Cotton. You're right. His scheme is going to be a big difference for the defensive line. We already know how good CP is. Yeah, I agree with you on Marcus Dixon. Yes, sir. Yeah, we got some coaches now. Yeah, Jasmine. What's up, Jasmine? Jasmine said Dallas hasn't been this active since the 90s, especially before mandatory minicamp. Everything looks different, smells different. And this year's our year, Cowboys for life. Like that, Jasmine. Welcome to the chat. Make sure you subscribe if you already haven't. Yeah. What's that? Dayu Jones. I call you D Jones. He said Dak needs to prove he can win in the playoffs. Everything else is BS. Hold on a second, Jones. And this is the exact language, and no offense to you, but this is the language we're getting rid of. No, Dak don't need to do anything. This team needs to win in the playoffs. Not Dak. See, we got to get rid of that conversation. That's the conversation that's been killing the Cowboys. We are no longer subscribing to, we only go as far as Dak Prescott takes us. We are no longer subscribing to that as the Dallas Cowboys. Wherever we go as a team. That's how we're rolling this year. Dak Prescott told Quinnen Williams, I'll get you to the playoffs, Quinnen Williams, but I need you to help me. That's the kind of talk we need. No more of this Dak Prescott talk. This team needs to prove they can go. Because this ain't a Dak Prescott problem. This is a 30-year problem. They need to go as a team.
What do I call it? The exasport and the Death Star is the offensive line on the Rams, but that remains speculative at this point, so I will pick the Rams for my number one team in football.
I'm telling you, man, this pick right here is too easy. It's too easy. Yes, sir. Bazzy9, he said you gonna fire G up with that comment. Hey, man, no more of that Dak Prescott stuff. Now, this team, they got to go as a team. Because if they don't go as a team, they're not going. If they don't go as a team, they're not going. Dak Prescott ain't taking us nowhere. Dak Prescott can lead us, but he ain't taking us. If we want Dak Prescott to lead us, I get it. If we want him to take us, I'm not buying it. Because quarterbacks aren't taking teams to Super Bowls and playoffs. Teams go to the playoffs. All right, so, of course, we knew they were going to take the easy road. The easy road is the Rams. All right, let's see where do they have the Philadelphia Eagles. See where they have the Philadelphia Eagles. And then we'll go to the Cowboys.
I want to see if A.J. Brown is still at the level that we expect, if his decline was less about his own physical efforts and more about the offense, which I think most people would think that's true. So, all right, I'll say Chargers up next. Chargers,
okay, we got
and
Chargers
Eagles.
v. Eagles.
If, man, if, man, watch this. Jalen Hurts is not Jalen Hurts. It's always if, man, when you're talking about the Chargers.
Take the Eagles here.
You surprised me again. You're not moved at all by the idea that Herbert in this new offense with a...
There it is. I knew it was coming. If, man. If. Justin Herbert, new offense. How many offenses has he went through now? If, man. If Justin Herbert does, man, I'm not listening to no more if stuff about Justin Herbert, bro.
Explosive.
Not listening to no more if stuff.
I know the defense should take a slight step back,
That's my feel here.
Okay.
That the offense could definitely be a top 10 offense. And I regretted after doing my top 10 offenses pod not putting them in there. Nate did. And after more.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. If. Every time somebody talks about Justin Herbert. Man, 28 years old now. And I have not seen a quarterback. I have not seen a quarterback in I don't know how long that has gotten the benefit of the doubt more than Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert has had some bona fide defenses and wasted them joints. I mean, bona fide defenses. Great coaches got him fired. Justin Herbert is the biggest coulda, woulda, shoulda, if man in the league. And I believe the Eagles are on the decline. I don't even understand how you even have these dudes against these two teams above the Cowboys.
I was like, yeah, I should have had them as a top 10 offense. However, again, I'm doing this, the AFC West this week.
What upcoming Click Fusion?
Looking at that defense, I felt kind of overwhelmed. Like there's good players, but I think it's very obvious they were very well coached. And like Derwin James is obviously a star.
Yeah.
There's some, I like a lot.
Read a couple of comments here. Esther said teams win Super Bowls, not one player. That's why that Parsons and Diggs got shipped out. It was never going to work as long as we kept that defense on one player. Jasmine, what's up? Again, Jasmine Molina. She said there is no I in team. And I sure have seen a lot of choking from Dak in the postseason. And that's the issue. Because when we get to the postseason, they neutralize our strength, and our strength is Dak Prescott. And so what they do is they say, hey, we're going to take away all your weapons, get Dak on his third, fourth read, and when you get to your third read, you ain't got no read. At least you didn't before. But now we don't have to worry about that. We got 2 reads. We got George and we got CD. Dak going to do his thing. I'm not worried about Dak in the playoffs. And actually, I'm going to see if we can get to that. Dak has actually looked better than people understand in the playoffs. It's what's been around Dak Prescott that hasn't looked well. Run game around Dak Prescott in the playoffs, almost non-existent. Almost non-existent. You're not winning Super Bowls if you can't run the ball. It's hard to win Super Bowls if you can't run the ball. And that's kind of where we've been. Esther said if my uncle was a lady, he would be my auntie, Justin, the Ryan Leaf. The Red Leaf 2.0. Yeah, if. Yeah, I get what you're saying there. My uncle was a lady, he would be my auntie. Yep, Justin, the Ryan Leaf. I'm telling you, this dude, Justin Herbert, every time somebody talk about him, coulda, shoulda, woulda, shoulda, it's everybody's fault. If they want this man to be the face of the league. They want him to be the face of the league. Bottom line.
Of the players, but I don't.
They got the Eagles at 8. I still say this is another easy pick for them. I still have the Cowboys better than the Eagles.
I would not be surprised if they're a little bit worse. So again, of the 4 units, Eagles defense is the one I feel the most confidence in, and I just think it nets out to a better result.
All right, Chargers versus Cowboys.
All right, here we go. Chargers versus the Cowboys look like.
I'll go Chargers.
Really? Oh, okay.
You keep sounding surprised by it. How are you surprised that I didn't have the Chargers, and now you're surprised that I picked the Chargers?
Yeah, we're surprised. Who picks the Chargers over the Cowboys? Nasty work. Nasty. Now, let me show you where I'm telling y'all there is something about Justin Herbert. You don't pick the Cowboys over the Eagles nor the Chargers. Y'all's mind are about to be blown when y'all see who they're going to choose the Cowboys over, of whom I got the team they choose the Cowboys over the Eagles and the Chargers. Watch this. This is mind blowing.
I get what you're saying, why it doesn't make sense, but I am still surprised. Because after I listened to
watch who they got. Watch who they have the Cowboys over. This is mind blowing. Watch this.
Your point about the defense is huge. I think that the Ravens getting back to the closer to Mike McDaniel kind of defense, I think will help them. Yeah, certainly help them. All right. What about if I match up with the Bears and the Cowboys?
Okay, there's a different Cowboys matchup I want. I want the Cowboys against their Wario at some point. All right. Well, I'm not going to get them because I'm going to take the Cowboys here.
Okay.
You know.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on a second. I'm not mad they chose the Cowboys over the Bears. That's not what I'm mad at. I'm mad that they chose the Eagles and the Chargers over the Bears. Stop it. Stop it. You pick the Chargers and the Eagles over the Bears. Who the Bears were clearly better than the Chargers last year. Right now, I'll take Caleb Williams over if-man Justin Herbert. Right now. Right now. I'll take Caleb Williams. I got another one for you. This ain't even a crazy take. I'll take Caleb Williams. Right now, I'll take him over Jalen Hurts. I sure will. I'll take Caleb Williams over Jalen Hurts based on the fact that he can actually play quarterback. He can pass the ball. How in the world? I'm not tripping on you taking the Cowboys over the Bears. you're taking you put the Eagles and you took the Eagles and the Chargers before the Bears. And then put the Cowboys over the Bears, but didn't put the Cowboys over the Chargers, nor did you put the Cowboys over the Eagles. Huh? Don't make no sense. This don't make sense. It makes no sense. And that's why on both of these picks, he's just been kind of looking at her like, yeah, I'm confused. Yeah, we're all confused now.
Well, I'm thinking of when I say the Cowboys Mario. Who's the Cowboys' evil twin in the AFC?
So somebody with a good defense and a bad offense?
Yeah. Or the same.
Oh, okay. Oh, Wario would be the same. I don't know what Wario or Mario is. All right. Team with a great offense and a bad defense. I don't know. Oh, Bengals.
Yeah, Bengals.
Yeah.
Cowboys and Bengals are like the same, right? Yeah. Like they're literally similar quarterbacks who play the same way.
Two great receivers.
Yeah,
and a defense that just needs to be average.
I'm gonna take the Cowboys over the Bears. I am dreading taking the NFC North. I'm putting it off until the end because of the Vikings quarterback battle, but like I just change my mind every day.
So we believe that. Hold on, timeout. Vikings quarterback.
I'm sorry, this has got to be one of the crazy. You know what? Everybody's entitled to their opinion, so I'm not mad at it. Shout out to Mina Kimes. But I'm struggling very hard with, you think the Eagles are better? Y'all follow why I'm saying this. So we beat the Eagles last year, came back from 21 points down, and Matt Eberflus was the defense coordinator. And we were a CeeDee Lamb drop away from beating them in the first game of the season. And you put the Eagles over the Cowboys when really, if you think about it, if the Cowboys are just, we ain't even talking about average. If they're just 5 games better defensively, they're going to beat the Eagles and probably sweep them. We had nothing to play for when we played the Chargers. You take the Eagles over the Chargers. Who you take over the Cowboys, who the Cowboys actually should have been over the Eagles, which would have put them over the Chargers. And then you take one of the up-and-coming teams, as in the Bears, who were red hot last year. And you put them behind the Chargers and the Eagles, but you take the Cowboys over the Bears. I'm sorry, I'm totally confused. I'm totally confused right now. I feel like I'm doing physics right now. I'm totally confused on this. I'm totally confused on this. It doesn't make logical sense. It doesn't make logical sense. But again, it's all prognostication. We'll see what happens when the season starts. Queen said, preach G, Dak will lead, and the team as a whole will get us to the promised land. That's it. Takes everybody. Takes everybody. This is the problem. When we get to the playoffs, teams strip us down to nothing but Dak Prescott. And the way they strip us down to nothing but Dak Prescott, when you only had CeeDee Lamb, they take away CeeDee Lamb. And now you're left with Gallup coming off an injury. You're left with Brandon Cooks. You're left, you're stripped all the way down. You can't run the ball. You got to pass the ball. We got you down by now we got you down by 20. You strip Dak Prescott of all of his weapons, and then you make Dak have to beat you by himself. That's really the name of the game. What you're trying to do with your team, and this is what Sean McVay does with his teams. Sean McVay tries to fix his teams to where you can't say, hey, we're just going to take away one player. This is why Sean McVay is always trying to get super teams. Sean McVay understands the game. Neutralize the strengths. The way you beat teams is you have more strengths than they can neutralize. And what you do is, rather than letting them neutralize all of your strengths, you make them pick their poison. Which way do you want to die? Do you want to die by the run, or do you want to die by the pass? Do you want to die by CeeDee Lamb, or do you want to die by George Pickens? Do you want to die by CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, or do you want to die by Ryan Flanoy, Michael Trigg, and Jake Ferguson? Which way do you want to die? We're going to throw Jaden Blue in that mix. We're going to throw Phil Moffa in that mix. And then the question becomes offensively, you will not be able to do to us what you did in the past. You will not be able to strip Dak Prescott down to just Dak Prescott. No, now you're going to pick how you're going to lose. Now you're going to pick how you're going to lose. This is what we started doing last year. Teams were having to pick how they were going to die. CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens. Last year, they picked George Pickens. That didn't work out for him. And they picked CeeDee Lamb. That didn't work out for him. What is CeeDee Lamb going to look like now when he's healthy? You're going to have to pick your poison. Bottom line. You're going to have to pick which way you're going to die with this offense. If Brian Schottenheimer does what he did in Seattle and evolves this offense, you're just going to have to pick. And if Christian Parker can back him up with that defense, get ready. Get ready. It's going to be a long afternoon for anybody that plays the Dallas Cowboys. It's going to be a long afternoon. Because if this defense can get the ball back for this offense and get them more shots at the end zone, you better get ready. You better get ready. What's going on, Big Amish Sports? All right, let's go to our next topic here.
Yes! Here we go!
These next ones will probably be quick hits, but the next one is Parker versus the NFC. I was watching this today, and they were talking about, who they were really talking about was Jayden Daniels. And Teo started talking about, this is why the Dallas Cowboys went and got Christian Parker. So this is what, let me pull this up. This is what he had to say about this. And I thought it was very interesting. Teo has a lot of confidence. Teo has a lot of confidence in Christian Parker. All right, let's get us over here to the point where he starts talking about this. But, man, a lot of people, Jayden Daniels is really riding that 1 year. And I really think that is going to be Jayden Daniels' undoing. Everybody keeps talking about that 1 year that Jayden Daniels had. All right, let's go over here. And the reality is Teo is really talking about Parker winning can he stop these quarterbacks in the NFCs? Let's roll it.
No, the coaches coach, players play. And really good coaches allow players to come back, tell them what they see, what they feel, what they don't like, what they think will work here. And I think the chemistry there will be a lot better for Philadelphia this year going into the season.
Of course, in terms of this Eagles offense, one of the hallmarks over the last many years was Jeff Stoutland, and how was Jeff Stoutland U on the offensive line. He has since moved on from that job. Now you have Chris Cooper coming in. So the offense, in terms of tone setting, of course it relies on the quarterback, but it looks very different in the run game, in the pass game, if that offensive line doesn't look right as well, especially with those defenses that have been built up in Dallas and across this division. So let's look at the NFC East as a whole. Manti, what becomes the biggest question that you need answered in these four teams?
Can Christian Parker get the Dallas Cowboys defense to play like the place he just left?
Ooh, that's it. That is it right there. And when you look at the personnel the Cowboys have went and got Christian Parker, that personnel looks a lot like that personnel in Philadelphia. It looks a lot, and I think it's gonna look even more, even next season. They're gonna add even more pieces, and it's going to look more like that personnel over there in Philadelphia. You got to get guys that can stop the run, they can play the pass, they're versatile players. This is the big question.
Christian Parker left the Philadelphia Eagles. The reason why Jerry Jones brings over someone like Christian Parker is because you look at your biggest rival and you look at their strength, you look at the type of defense they play as one of the best defenses under Vic Fangio, and you bring his predecessor there, his little protege, and you hope that you bring a guy that can establish that type of defense. Listen, on roster, They have the pieces defensively. You have Quinnen Williams, you have Kenny Clark, you have Rashawn Gary, you have DeMarvion Overshown, you have Kobe Durant, Malik Hooker, Deron Bland, and one of my favorite rookies, regardless of position, and Caleb Downs.
Yes, sir.
You have the pieces defensively. I already know what you're getting offensively with Dak and company. I already know that they're going to put up a lot of points. Their Achilles heel has always been their defense, and it's been.
There it is. Hey, I hear no lies, man.
You can't handle the truth.
I hear no lies. I'm telling us, man. Matt Eberflus wish he could have got a defense like this. One thing they have given Christian Parker is they've given him players. They have given this man players. I still say I would like to see them get him a couple of more players, but they have given this man players. This defense is loaded. It's young. It's got some veterans, but it's young. Christian Parker got some players. And even more so, they got him some athletes. Yeah. They got him some athletes, man. And they got him some people with brains, people who know how to think, people who will be able to process this information that he's given to him. This is the biggest question. And that's why I asked at the beginning, are the expectations too high? And I'll be honest with you. This is where I am with this. I don't think the expectations are too high. I know this is a rookie coach, but he seems to be so mature for his age, and we're going to see how mature he really is. But he just seems like he has such a handle on things. Such a handle on things. I don't think the expectations are too high for this man. I think these expectations are probably right around where they need to be. He comes from a Super Bowl winning organization. And again, hold on a second. What's up, Rose? What's going on? Good to see you, Rose. D. Kizzle in the building. Yay, Ma, what's going on, man? Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all in the building. Rose, let me tell you something. I don't think he'll last 4 years. Once Christian Parker gets us that Super Bowl, he out of here. Because I don't think it's going to take 4 years. I say no later than 2027. This man will be out of here by 2028. That's what I'm thinking. And I tell you what, I'll be honest with you, that's best case scenario for me. I would love for Christian Parker to go somewhere else because he won a Super Bowl in Dallas. Maybe even 2. He'll be out of here no later than 2028, but I don't think he'll make it 4 years. I don't. I think he's going to really set this defense on fire. I really do. I think he's going to set this defense on fire. I believe he wanted this pressure. Believe it or not, I believe he wanted this pressure. You have to know it's pressure coming to Dallas. You have to know. You don't come here and not know that it's pressure. Oh, yeah, it's pressure. And so now we're going to get to see the old, savvy Vic Fangio against the Cowboys offense. And we're going to get to see the young, innovative, savvy Christian Parker against the Philadelphia Eagles offense. And I tell you this, I like Christian Parker's chances better. Because Christian Parker has been inside of that building with Philadelphia. They're going to have to watch film on the Cowboys. We're going to have somebody that's actually went up against that offense. I like our chances. I like our chances. I really do. There will be blood. What is going on? Good to see you. I like our chances. I really, really like our chances. And I'm telling you, Christian Parker, I think he was made for this, man. Yeah, Gerald Jackson, I agree. He's already embraced the challenge. He's a lot like Shotty, driven and wanting all the smoke. I think he wants all the smoke. I do. I think that's why he signed up for it. I think he's up for the challenge. They got him the players. I think he's ready to go. Dudley said he cool under pressure. Ice Cold said he's a savant. Esther said Hold on, let me see. Esther said, G, the way CP engages with the players so far and teaches techniques, G, the expectations ain't high at all. Yeah, I don't think they're too high either. I don't think they're too high. Yeah, Quinn says CP definitely not acting like a first-year coach. He coaching the defense up. Yeah, I'm liking it. What up, Deuce? Deuce said, go Birds. Justin, Just Lee, watch this. I'm not gonna take the credit for this. But Tom Pelissero is the one that pointed this out. You know, he ain't with ESPN no more. But yeah, that's why I say they don't care about talent. But Tom Pelissero brought this up. Tom Pelissero made a very powerful point. Tom Pelissero said, and I'm going to take this to another level. Tom Pelissero said, when you look at the players, and I'm going to come back to this part, let him finish. Let me let Teo finish it, then I'm going to show you what Pelissero pointed out, and I'm going to add something to what Pelissero said based on what Just Lee said. Let's let Teo finish.
Last 5-6 years. So Christian Parker, can you get that defense to play a fraction of what they did in Philly? If they can, that star will shine bright in that sky for the Dallas Cowboys and the rest of Dallas Cowboys fans, and I think there will be a lot to cheer about.
Meta, I'm going from one coach to another, but I'm going with John Harbaugh.
This man going with John Harbaugh first year in the NFC East with everything he got going on? No. Not happening. Harbaugh going to show me if he talking about Harbaugh in the NFC. He got to show me. He ain't coming in here in the first. He ain't coming in the NFC East in the first year and do damage. He gonna get a wake up call. Now you over here thinking you got Scatty Bow and Jackson Dart and think you finna wreck the NFC East. Got news for you, bruh. You about to get wrecked. That's what's about to happen to you. You about to get wrecked over here, bruh. This ain't the AFC. You about to get wrecked over here. Yeah, we got quarterbacks in the NFC. You about to get wrecked over here. But let me show you something about the Dallas Cowboys roster. And we're going to start with Christian Parker first. But I want you to think on this. In the past, the Cowboys always get all these second chance players, old coaches who won Super Bowls years ago, and because they've won Super Bowls years ago, they're going to be able to win a Super Bowl now, yada, 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 yada. Let me show you what is so different about the Cowboys this year. Watch this. Miss Matrix in the building. What up, Miss Matrix? Let me show you what is different about the Cowboys. Watch this part right here. When you think about the major pieces the Cowboys have brought in as far as free agency goes, they have brought in people from winning organizations, starting with Christian Parker. Super Bowl winning Philadelphia Eagles. They brought in BT Jordyn. Set the sack record with the Denver Broncos. Then when you go and look at the players that they have brought in this past season, just think about the players. They brought in D. Winters, and we're talking about defensively. They brought in D. Winters, winning organization, San Francisco 49ers. Rashawn Gary, winning organization, Green Bay Packers. When you think about bringing in those types of players, even when you think about Jalen Thompson, while Jalen Thompson may not have been on a winning organization, everybody knows that Jalen Thompson is one of them. When you think about Kobe Durant, Rams, winning organization. The players they have brought in, Darian Kendrick, winning organization. PJ Locke, Denver Broncos, winning organization. When you look at the players they have brought in, the majority of these players, where do they come from? successful organizations. Caleb Downs, the Ohio State. That's almost like playing pro football. When you think about what they've done this time, they have brought in players, not second chance players. No, players that can actually play and that were on winning organizations. Yeah, that's what they've done. These ain't your regular old Cowboys they brought in this time. Not this time. This ain't the old regular Cowboys. They have brought in players that when you look at these players, you don't have to say, man, if they play like they played 5 years ago, if they played like they played 8 years ago, no. We brought in players who are actually playing well now. That helps. That helps. We didn't bring away castaways and throwaways. I'm not telling you we went out there and spent all the money in the world. Man, we brought in some players, man. We brought in some players. Not players. We brought in some players, man. We brought in some players. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Yes, sir, Just Lee. We finally playing chess, not checkers. Yes, sir, Just Lee. Finally. Finally, man. Finally. We went and got some players. Jeremy Betts said D. He said D Winters took over for Fred Warner last season. Their defense didn't miss a beat. You can almost say he played better than Fred, but he obviously produced. Linebackers are fast, y'all, closing in on runners. If there is one thing we're going to do this year, we're going to stop the run. You watch what I tell you. Mikey Fresh. What up, Mikey Fresh? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we have brought in players, man. We're going to be all right. You watch what I tell you. What up, Virgil Brown? What's up? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate your support. Hey, man. Hey, we brought in players. We brought in players, 864 Cowboys fan. Love the coaches. Not impressed by the players outside of Thompson and Quinnen. Man, I'm impressed. I tell you, I am. I am impressed. We have brought in some players. We have brought in some absolute players. I love it. E-Crump, what you talking about, man? Let me tell you something, E-Crump. I don't think Jerry stepped down. I think Jerry has just stepped out of the way. I think Jerry has stepped out of the way. I think Jerry is listening. He's got a coach that he trusts. He's putting his trust in his coach. He's putting his trust in the front office. He's putting his trust in what they're showing him on tape, what they're explaining to him. And he's saying, it makes sense to me. Let's do it. Dare I say, E-Crump, what he's doing is he's actually being a GM. That's what he's doing. We're not used to it. Yeah, he's doing what he's supposed to do. JTXB said, difference between this year's roster and last year's is we now have starters on defense. Last year we had backups playing starter snaps. Yes, sir. But at least this year we have depth at every position, legit depth. Yeah, we do. We do. Yeah, 70s Fan Show. I'm telling you, we got players back here. Man, we got the second team, bro. Man, we got second team players. That, man, I'm excited about. LT Overton, he's going to be a factor. Jonathan Bullett's going to be a factor. Malachi Lawrence is going to be a factor. Jay-Sean Barham is going to be a factor. James Houston is going to be a factor. Devin Moore will be on the field. P.J. Locke will be on the field. Savone Revel Jr. will be on the field. I think Stuart Rady's going to be on the field too. Bro, brothers and sisters, we got players. We got players, man. For a change, we got players. Shoot, you ain't lying, many men. Jerry said he getting them a Super Bowl before he go to the upper roof. Yes, sir. Yeah. Jasmine, we got dogs in the building. I agree. Demetrius Noel said, gee, these are the types of people who try to make you believe that the sky's every color except blue. Yeah, you talk about Mina Kimes and all of them, yeah. Yeah, Virgil, we about to get to that story in just a moment, man. We're going to get to that story in just a moment. But again, man, I'm telling y'all, the Cowboys, they're going to be okay. They're going to be better than okay. And I'm going to tell you something what Teo just explained. This is a huge testimony to Dak Prescott in this offense. People are telling you they have confidence in Dak Prescott without even saying it. When they are saying that if the defense can be average, like Teo said, when they are telling you that if the defense can be average, they are telling you that Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback in this league. And he's got weapons. That's what they're telling you. He's a top 5 quarterback and he got weapons. And they are saying if this defense can just be average, the offense will do the rest. That's powerful, man. That is powerful what they're telling us about this team. It's powerful what they're telling us about this team. All right, let's look at a few more here. We got Now or Never. This is Stephen A. Smith.
Hello, everyone. Good morning.
I was listening to this today as I was thinking about these people that ESPN has been letting go. And as I'm looking at the people that ESPN is letting go, I am blown away. I am blown away that they are letting go of talent. And this is what they're keeping. I don't dislike Stephen A. Smith because I think Stephen A. Smith is good at what he does. You know, he's kind of like a character in a sense. You know, he's the theatrics. I understand what Stephen A. Smith is. But when you start talking about actual football analysts, what are we doing? You're letting go of the actual football analyst. For Stephen A. Smith, I'm struggling with this. But again, this is Stephen A. Smith. Is it now or never for the Cowboys?
On the first take, I'm Shay Cornett. Chris Canty, it's been a minute.
Hey now.
Hello.
Back in the studio, let's go.
Let's go.
Biggest Dallas Cowboy hater.
For Stephen A.
Canty.
You know he likes that. Good morning, Stephen A.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. No doubt, no doubt. The tie, you gotta uphold the standard. What's going on?
He is. He's holding it down for us in the studio. Let's dive into it because we got a lot of football to get into today, considering we are 50 days away until kickoff of the NFL season. And we are on the road to the Super Bowl here, which will culminate on February 14th for Super Bowl 61 on ABC and ESPN. The Cowboys already have their sights set on LA in 2027. And after locking in George Pickens on the franchise tag and shoring up a defensive unit that really struggled a year ago, the Dallas Cowboys believe they now have a real shot. During a virtual meet and greet with fans, Dak Prescott said this, quote, "That's the one thing I love about Cowboys Nation and being a player of the Cowboys is it's Super Bowl or bust. And truthfully, that's the only reason you play this game. And so if that's not your mindset, as a fan, then to me, you don't have the right passion. You're not a true winner." Well, look at Dak now putting the early pressure on the Dallas Cowboys. Stephen A., is this the most you've believed in Dak and the Cowboys this early on?
No, I think I believed in them a little bit more with one of those 13-3 seasons under Mike McCarthy, no doubt. But I just want to state for the record that I don't appreciate Dak Prescott.
So hold on a second. Okay, am I missing something? Did Stephen A. Smith said he was more impressed with Mike McCarthy in one of those 13-3 seasons? Let me go back and see what he said again.
Well, look at Dak now putting the early pressure on the Dallas Cowboys. Stephen A., is this the most you've believed in Dak and the Cowboys this early on?
No, I think I believed in them a little bit more with one of those 13-3 seasons under Mike McCarthy, no doubt.
Hold on a second. Am I missing something? The Cowboys posted a 13-3 season under Mike McCarthy. You see my problem? Do y'all see my point? You're letting go of all the talent. This is the analyst that you are getting. This is the analyzation that you're getting. He was more confident in Dak Prescott and the Cowboys in one of the 13-3 seasons with Mike McCarthy. First of all, there's 17 games. Mike McCarthy had 3 12-5 seasons, if I'm not mistaken. Where's the 13-3 season? Can't make this stuff up, man.
But I just want to state for the record that I don't appreciate Dak Prescott, compelling people in the football world to want to throw up in the month of July.
This is why they keep Stephen A. Smith. They're not keeping him for the analyzation. They're keeping him for the comedy and the theatrics. You are letting go of talent. Tom Pelissero, Ryan Clark, Cam Newton. You're letting go of serious talent for this. And yay more, I'm laughing. And Mike McCarthy wasn't even the coach of the Dallas Cowboys in 2016. Doggone shame, man. I'm sorry if I was Stephen A. Smith, man, my hairline was like that, bro. I ain't even talking bad about him. Man, I shave all my hair off, bro. I ain't got time for that. Shaving all my hair off. Either I'm going over to Turkey or wherever they go, and I'm going to get me a hairline transplant. But if I'm making that kind of money, bro, I ain't got time for that. I ain't trying to hold on to that hair, man. Sorry, I ain't got time for that.
I mean, really, the season hasn't even started yet, and I already want to throw. I want to vomit. You got to be kidding me. That's what I love about Cowboys Nation is Super Bowl or bust. Well, you haven't even been in a conference championship game in 30 years. So what? So what's busting then, Big CC? Well, tell me what that is. I mean, you talk about a bubble bursting. I don't even know what to describe. What the hell is going on with the Dallas Cowboys? If that's what he's talking about, Super Bowl or bust. Well, you ain't been in a conference championship game in your career. The franchise hasn't been in a conference championship game in 30 years. What the hell are you talking about? That's the kind of drivel that really gets on my damn nerves because it's clearly lip service. It's clearly lip speak. You ain't saying anything of substance whatsoever. Just giving the same old song and dance, coming into every season, buy tickets, support the Cowboys, walk through the turnstiles, let's make headlines and take our asses home by the first week in January at the latest. It's the same old with them, okay? You got 12 quarterbacks, CC, in the National Football League who have more postseason wins than Dak Prescott. One of them is Drake May, who's only in his third season in the
Show me those teams that have done that, and I'll show you they had better teams than Dak Prescott. And you think about what Stephen A. Smith is saying. It's actually kind of comical what he's saying. But why wouldn't a team come into every year with the attitude of we have a chance to win the Super Bowl? Every team should be doing that. The Cleveland Browns should be doing that. Every single team. Unless you know you are in pure rebuild mode. But if you have a good team, every single team should have that attitude. Every single team. It's actually funny that you would say that somebody shouldn't have that attitude every year. But it goes to show you, too, Stephen A. Smith is just in this for the comedy because he's not saying anything of substance either. I mean, I'm sure somebody researched the facts that he just pulled up right there about those 12 other quarterbacks. But again, context is king. Show me who those teams are because I'm going to tell you, the Patriots team, Drake May isn't better than Dak Prescott. But the team that Drake May played on last year was better than the Dallas Cowboys. Not to mention, I don't know if you can get an easier schedule than the Patriots had last year. Every quarterback they played was what, a backup quarterback? I mean, can you get an easier schedule? But nevertheless, just crazy the stuff that Stephen A. Smith says. He just makes his living off the Dallas Cowboys.
National Football League. And he already has more postseason wins than Dak Prescott. So I don't want to hear all of this. It's Super Bowl or bust. How about getting to a conference championship game? Could you do that? Have you ever heard the saying, crawl before you walk? Could you do that? Because if you crawl before you walk, okay, crawling would be getting to a divisional playoff game, which they've done a couple of times. Get to the NFC Championship game, which you haven't done in 30 years. Could you do that? If you do that, maybe I'll take you seriously. But with Seattle and Detroit and Chicago And of course, the Los Angeles Rams in the same conference. Forgive me if I'm not expecting much for the Dallas Cowboys in that regard.
Well, the irony of you bringing up the Seattle Seahawks, Sam Darnold had no playoff wins going into last season. And the guy went on a Super Bowl run. And, oh, by the way, he beat the reigning defending MVP in order to get there, outplayed him not once but twice down the stretch.
Chris Canty, dare I say, is making sense. Now, Chris Canty is one of the biggest Dallas Cowboy haters. But you can tell when you hear what Chris Canty is about to say. By what the Dallas Cowboys have done, even Chris Canty is somewhat of a believer.
In the regular season,
Yeah.
but I digress. Stephen A., I ain't been here in a while, and I will tell you this. The outfits that you've been wearing on First Take, I've been watching, my brother. You've been on point. But today, I don't like that hater shade of purple you got on. Because, Shay, I absolutely
It's not
love
purple. It's blue.
The hater shade. Well, I can't even tell the difference.
royal blue.
I can't tell the difference, Stephen A. And here's the thing. I can't understand your take when it comes to these Dallas Cowboys because for once in an offseason, we got the quarterback and the head coach setting the agenda for the team and not the owner and Jerry Jones. Stephen A., I had to search for the last time Jerry Jones had some public comment. Do you know the last time he spoke publicly? It was last week at a charity event for Dak Prescott. And he said nothing inflammatory that rose to the level for us to talk about it. You know why? Because Jerry Jones is staying out of the way. He's letting football people handle football business. And you'd be amazed what can be accomplished in the NFL, Stephen A. You'd be amazed what can be accomplished if the owner doesn't start fires that his players and coaches have to put out. I love the fact that the quarterback is setting the agenda for the team. Quarterback is a leadership position by nature, and Dak Prescott is embracing that mantle.
Chris Canty. Anything is possible, I know now. Anything is possible. I don't know if y'all have heard Chris Canty talk about the Dallas Cowboys over the last 5 years. I'm just talking over the last 5 years. Chris Canty has hated on the Cowboys. Some deserved, some undeserved. But this man has hated. When you turn Chris Canty, hey, I'm telling y'all something. Oh, no, man. They always talking about these script writers. Bass, I don't know, Bass. That's script. Hey, Bass, we might be in the script this year, bruh. Bass, I think we in the script, bruh. I think we in the script. I think we in the script. When Chris Canty starts talking like this, I told y'all this starting on Monday. These people are talking about the Dallas Cowboys, not for just clicks and likes. When we're talking about these people who have turned, he stated the evidence. What did I tell y'all hope and faith was? The evidence of things not seen. The reason why people are mentioning Super Bowl in the same sentence with the Dallas Cowboys is because they're watching the evidence of things that get you Super Bowls. That's what we're watching. Yeah. Even Chris Canty is changing his tune. Virgil, man, I can't remember the last time I've heard this man say anything positive about the Dallas Cowboys. It goes to show you they're looking at what the Cowboys are doing. And he made his primary point. And I think his biggest problem has actually been with Jerry Jones. He said that Jerry Jones has stepped out the way. See, I don't think he stepped down. I think Jerry has stepped out the way. Jerry is listening to football people and doing what GMs do. You listen to football people and you make football decisions. And so Jerry is finally, like Poobie D said a long time ago, Jerry tired of losing. Yeah, he's tired of losing. Tired of being the joke. Jerry want to go out in a blaze of glory. When Jerry stepped down, Jerry want to step down with a championship ring. Bottom line, he want to step down with a championship ring. Nobody want to step down losing.
Well, let me say this to you. You brought up Sam Darnold with Seattle. I noticed how conveniently you left out DeMarcus Lawrence. Remember that dude? Remember that name? Before he went to Seattle and won the Super Bowl, where was he playing at, CC? Where was he playing at? Where was he? And he had to depart to go capture a Super Bowl championship. You understand what I'm saying?
Context matters. Context absolutely matters. DeMarcus Lawrence wasn't here up under this regime. Context matters.
So you bringing up Sam Darnold and him not having any playoff victories until last year. My point is that a lot of people don't do things when they're with Dallas, but they do things when they depart from Dallas. Let's keep that in mind. That's all I'm trying to say. Not that Sam Darnold was ever that dude because he wasn't a Dallas Cowboy, but DeMarcus Lawrence was. And we all know that defense was something special to behold in Seattle. No.
Well, Stephen A., you sitting here talking to a former Dallas Cowboy. I came into the league as a Cowboy. I was one of those players that departed to win a championship. And what have I told you over and over and over again on this show? I told you
every week is like playing
that
the Super Bowl.
Jerry Jones gets in the way. He gets in the way of the thing that he wants the most, which is winning a championship. Well, guess what, Stephen A.? He ain't getting in the way. The controversy that we thought was impending with George Pickens in that contract negotiation, guess what? It's not a problem. Jerry Jones got with the agent David Mulligan, and everybody is on the same page. That has been put to bed. Pickens has been.
Your diatribe makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Go ahead.
No. Stephen A. Smith's diatribe don't make no sense. Man, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you something. If I'm paying you the kind of money that Stephen A. Smith, I'm paying Stephen A. Smith, and you are doing this satellite, and you looking like you just partied all night last night, looking like you half sleep, looking like you, I mean, come on, man. We can tell that this man must have did something last night. I'm sorry. I'm making this man money. I'm on TV every day. Not only am I looking like $1 million, oh, man, I'm going to be so fresh, upbeat, man. Man, this dude ain't got no energy in here. Hey, he ain't got no argument, and that's why Chris Canty is destroying him. He used those big words to try to make you sound like you're not talking what you're talking. Chris Canty is killing this man in plain English. Killing him softly with his words, and he's trying to use big words because he's getting destroyed in this argument.
And here's why it makes no sense.
Please explain.
Because it's July. By the way, who's the guy for the Dallas Cowboys that speaks after every one of their games? Who's that person?
Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones.
My point is, are there any games in July?
No, but Jerry Jones always talks in July. Hell, Stephen A. last year he released a documentary in July, The Gambler and His Cowboys. When has the month ever gotten in the way of Jerry Jones talking? When has games or not being played ever gotten in the way of Jerry Jones talking? It's what he does, but he hasn't done it.
Promoting a documentary is one thing. Promoting a documentary is one thing. Usually there's some kind of contract.
I'm sorry, bro. This to me, Stephen A. Smith talking about people being drug tested. He need to be drug tested today, bro. This dude is looking like he came straight from the club, bro. This dude looking like he just rolled out of bed to do this interview, man. Come on, man. Nah, bro. Canty is cooking this man, and he know it. Them few notes they gave him, they faxed him over some notes. Emailed him some notes. He said what he said. This man is getting absolutely cooked, and he know it.
Holdout that he's got to comment on. The difference was this time around, they franchised George Pickens. Because of doing that, there was really nothing to be in the news about. I'm saying to you, it's the only.
Stephen A. Smith, no, he's a liar. He thought it was going to be nothing with drama with George Pickens. He knows that's what he thought. And he was ready to come with the drama of our Cowboys because he was talking about how wrong the Cowboys were. And now all of a sudden he's acting like it was no drama. No, you wanted it to be drama and it wasn't. Straight up.
Jerry Jones is quiet. Just wait for it. Be patient. It's coming. The brother ain't gonna muzzle himself. This is Jerry Jones we talking about here. He's not gonna muzzle himself. He'll be in front of the camera shortly. Bet the house on it. Trust me.
Okay.
Trust me.
You brought up a good point, though. There's not really contract negotiating this time of year, but they seem to put that to bed. They seem to have a roster that's intact and everyone's getting along and on the same page. And so similar to the question I already asked you, Stephen, I ask you now, Canty, is this the most you've believed in Dak and the Cowboys?
It is. There's a lot to like about the Dallas Cowboys. And if the improvements that they've made on the defensive side of the ball, trading for Rashawn Gary, being able to add D. Winters as an off-the-ball backer, drafting Caleb Downs top half of the first round, being able to add Malachi Lawrence as another edge pass rusher, being able to fortify that secondary, and then adding Christian Parker as that defensive coordinator, if that unit improves to the median in the NFL, then we're talking about Dak Prescott having an MVP level season loading and the Dallas Cowboys being able to play beyond the second weekend in the playoffs. And here's why. That offense is as good as any. Coming into 2026, I think they're actually going to be the best in the National Football League. If you look at what they did last year, they were one of only two teams that had a 4,000-yard passer, a 1,000-yard rusher, and not one but 2,000-yard receivers. They led the league in 3-and-out percentage. They had the lowest percentage of drives without a first down, and they were second in the NFC in terms of percentage of scoring drives. The Dallas Cowboys offense is elite by any metric. If their defense can close the gap and improve to being average, then we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys being a team that not only contends for.
Boy, Chris Canty bringing the heat. Chris Canty said the Dallas Cowboys offense is elite. Elite, y'all. Absolutely elite. I'm sorry. I don't know about y'all. I saw no lies there. I saw no lies. I saw no lies in that conversation. Man, I have never heard Chris Canty talk like this about the Dallas Cowboys. I have never heard Chris Canty talk like this about the Dallas Cowboys. Great. I love it. I don't love it just because he's saying it, because he's telling the truth. Yeah. Yeah.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Yeah. Stephen A. Smith couldn't handle the truth. That was the problem. he couldn't handle the truth, boy. Man, Bazzy 9, yes, you heard it, bro. Something is going on this year. When Chris Canty was fighting like that for the Cowboys, talking about Dak Prescott, MVP, elite offense, wow. What else can you say, man? What else can you say? Just, that's it. Mose Logan, all I can say is, man, he cooking, bro. He cooking. Robert Dudley called Stephen A. Smith Oscar the Grouch. Bro, this man should be... I'm sorry, bro. You got to come to the studio, and you need you about 3 cups of coffee, because we ain't going to have you on TV looking half asleep getting cooked by Chris Canty like that, man. He's getting cooked, bro. What up, Ben Dooley? Man, you knew it took Canty a lot to say that, man. What up, Brandon Cup? He cooked, man. That's all I can tell you. He cooked. So we're going to see what it look like at Oxnard, California next week. But D-Day is going to be August 11th. Yeah, D-Day is going to be August the 11th when we see the Cowboys go up against them Rams. That's what I'm waiting on. I want to see what they look like when they go up against them Rams. Because last year, that told us a lot about the Cowboys, so I'm very excited about that. All right, let's get let's see if we can get one more segment in. I want to get the Adam Schefter segment in, and then I want to get the Jordyn Brooks segment in. So I want to get those two, and I can push the other segments to tomorrow. But I want to get in Schefter. This is very interesting as it applies to Adam Schefter, because I didn't know Adam Schefter did this. Yeah, I didn't realize Adam Schefter did this. So I want us to check out Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter is going to talk about the NFC East as they are getting ready to go into camp. And so, of course, you know, with him talking about the NFC East, I want to hear him talk about where does he think the Cowboys and everybody is in the NFC East. Let me see if we can get there. All right, this is Adam Schefter, him and whoever this guy is. They are about to talk about the NFC East. We're going to jump to that section now.
Mahomes rushing, and I think that is going to be tapered down quite a bit coming off the injury. The Broncos, I mean, you know, we know how good their defense is. Jalen Waddle's a huge get. And then the Chargers, I mean, it's the same thing. You could convince me, you'd have to do a little bit more for the Raiders, but you could convince me that any of these teams could win this division this year, which, you know, I don't know how many divisions in the NFL you can say that about. So I'm very excited to see how the AFC West plays out. All right, Shefty, let's move to the NFC now, starting with the NFC East and the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, here's a team that has enough talent, again, to make a deep playoff run. And everybody knows the Dallas Cowboy.
Does everybody keep noticing? Again, people are not saying this stuff to be saying it. They're saying it based on what they're seeing. That's all they're doing. You really cannot fault anybody talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Jasmine said that gave her goosebumps hearing Chris Canty. Hear what Chris Canty said. Hey, Jasmine, let me tell you something. To hear Chris Canty talk like that, hey, let me tell you something. Anything possible. Anything possible this year for the Cowboys. I'm telling you, I'm so excited for this season, I don't know what to do. The reason why everyone's talking about the Cowboys, they're looking at what they're doing. That's all. That's it. It's the evidence of things not seen. The reason why they're talking about deep playoff runs and Super Bowls, they like what they're doing. Dare I say, they're making Super Bowl moves. It's going to be an exciting season, man. I'm going to enjoy every minute of it, Lord willing.
Defense has been under fire and in question. And what did the Dallas Cowboys do? They went out and they dramatically upgraded their defense, which has to give people hope. It's not just coaches, it's players.
Did you notice the word he used? They upgraded the defense with players and coaches. What did I tell you? The biblical definition of faith and hope is the evidence of things not seen. Show us that you are working for what we want to see. This is the reason why everybody is on the Cowboys now.
Very excited to see how the AFC West plays out.
And if this defense is as improved as Dallas thinks, then Dallas becomes dangerous for the 2026 season.
Okay, what about the Giants?
Yeah. Bottom line, if this defense is as good as the Cowboys think, as good as some of us think, they're dangerous. Follow this. A testimony to how good Dak Prescott is and the weapons that he has. They're telling you, an offense this good, you don't need, and we're going to see, an offense this good, they're saying top 15, top 10. You in there. Yeah. You in there.
Neighbors, how's his knee? I know we saw Cam Scatterboo over-rotate on that backflip this past weekend and wipe out. Okay, they need him to be healthy. They really need Malik Neighbors healthy, and they really need their quarterback, Jackson Dart, to stay healthy. Those are the two key offensive. But Cam Scatterboo adds a certain spirit and energy to this team, just like Jackson Dart does. Like, this team, if it has its young players, is going to be amazing. Like, they bring energy and juice, but there are durability and health question marks about them at this time. We'll see if they can answer them. They go get Arvell Reese in the draft. He should make a big impact.
Not even worried about the New York Giants. Not worried a bit. Marco Williams, he said, Emmitt Smith said it when Jerry quit. Watch out. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, Jerry's doing the right things. I'm ready. Anxious just to keep letting it play out.
As well, and of course, the new head coach, John Harbaugh. should make a big difference in New York. This should be a better team. Wouldn't surprise me if they make a playoff run.
What?
Okay. What?
Stop it. Stop this madness, man. What have they actually done that would make you say that? We can see what the Cowboys are doing. Man, come on, man. Jackson Dart, second year. Scotty Boo, second year. Malik Neighbors, we don't even know what Malik Neighbors is going to be. I'm not buying into Odell Beckham Jr. No way, no how. There's no way. But we're going to see. Again, that was Adam Schefter notes on the camp notes going into camp and talking about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not worried about at this point the rest of the NFC East, what he has to say. I want to get to this story before we get out of here. We may have time real quick to get to the rest of these. Let's try to knock the rest of these stories out. All right, we got another story. Let's knock this one out real quick. Another quick story.
Yes! Here we go!
So the question is for the Dallas Cowboys, and I don't know why we're still asking this, but on DallasCowboys.com, they were asking who was going to be the green dot for the Dallas Cowboys. I kind of thought this was settled on who was going to be the Mike linebacker. I mean, because basically, if you're listening to, if you are listening to one Demarion Overshown has clearly said he is the green dot. He is the middle linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. And so I don't, who else could it be? This is, I mean, you can see the picture they're showing right here. Yeah, who wears the green dot at middle linebacker? Well, it's Demarion Overshown as far as I know. Says the Cowboys are set to depart for training camp in less than a month. That's when we'll get an up-close look at Brian Schottenheimer's second season with his revised roster and coaching staff. When we get to Oxnard, that's when we'll start to get some real answers about the Cowboys team. I agree, we're going to start getting some real answers. But what are the questions? We've compiled our annual list of pressing questions that we need to answer heading into the regular season. The staff writers, Patrick Walker, Yarish, Eatman, Spagnola, Kurt Daniels weighing on some issues. Number 6, who wears the green dot at middle linebacker? It's Demarion Overshown. He's already said this. Demarion Overshown. I don't even understand why this is a question. Caleb Downs, somebody says he'll eventually wear it. I don't think so. It's going to be Overshown. Patrick says Overshown insists he's ready for the responsibility, though, and I tend to agree. All he needs to be is healthy this season, and I predict a breakout year for him, so I'm fully comfortable with him being the green dot for Christian Parker, requiring him to move to Mike linebacker. He's already confessed he's getting work at Mike coming out of OTAs and minicamp, so we'll see how much more of the workload he gets in that role when training camp gets underway. For my money, I bank on Overshown with Thompson as a backup and Downs helping on select plays. I'm not counting out D. Winters as the backup. I'm not counting out D. Winters. But again, I think this question has already been answered. I think it is going to be Demarion Overshown. The biggest question that Demarion Overshown has to answer is, can he stay healthy? Shit. Can he stay healthy? That's all we are wondering with Demarion Overshown. But I say going into camp, he will be the Mike linebacker. Yep. And not to mention he went and got David Mulugeta. Shoot. He planned on having a big-time year. And I'm telling you now, if Overshown have a big year, the Cowboys are having a big year on defense. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. All right. Boy, let's get to this story right here. This is probably the story of the day. This is the story of the day for me. Breaking news. Breaking news, Cowboys fans. When Davion Wallace sent this to me, man, I almost shed a tear. When Davion Wallace sent this to me, I almost shed a tear. Sources: the Dolphins and the All-Pro linebacker Jordyn Brooks have agreed to a 3-year, $51.3 million extension with $35 million guaranteed in a deal done by Eric Burkhart and Rock Nation Sports. Whew. Boy, I was holding out hope for this one. I was holding out hope. Brooks led the NFL in tackles last season with 183, earning first-team All-Pro and Pro Bowl honors. He's been identified as a core piece of Jeff Haley's new defense. I was sick when Davion Wallace sent this over. I was absolutely sick. Let's read what they say about this over here. There's a story on this. Hold on a second. Got a story on this over here on the Bleacher Report, I believe it is. Yeah, Dolphins. Miami Dolphins signed All-Pro Jordyn Brooks to a massive, I don't know if I say massive. I don't know if it was a massive contract. Says the Miami Dolphins have embarked on a rebuild, and that has led the front office to move on from a handful of players over the past few months. Keep in mind, Troy Aikman is in the Miami Dolphins front office. He's in the front office. I believe Troy Aikman said no on this one. He said one guy the Dolphins have remained committed to is All-Pro linebacker Jordyn Brooks. As it has shot down any trade offers it has received for him over the offseason. Yeah, because I don't think the trade offers were good enough. Says while Miami had no problem trading Jalen Waddle to the Broncos, the team sees Brooks as the leader at the center of their defense for years to come. The two sides have been working on a contract extension for quite some time now, and with training camp just days away, they finally were able to agree to a new deal. Yep, Brooks entered into the pros at number 27 overall pick in 2020 draft with the Seattle Seahawks. After a slow rookie campaign, Brooks earned a starting job in 2021 and never looked back. However, the Seahawks opted not to pick up the fifth-year option in Brooks' rookie contract. He ended up signing with the Dolphins in free agency after the 2023 season. Yep, says in 2024, Brooks enjoyed a strong first year with Miami, but he took things to another level in 2025. 17 games, 183 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 3 pass breakups, 1 forced fumble. While he somehow wasn't selected to the Pro Bowl, Brooks did wind up earning a spot on the All-Pro first team when all was said and done. Wow. Sources say the Dolphins and All-Pro Jordyn Brooks agreed to a 3-year, $51.3 million extension, $35 million guaranteed. So that's it for the Cowboys and Jordyn Brooks. You can't miss what you never had. Can't miss what you never had. Wishful thinking, though. Yep. Jordyn Brooks better than me, though. Better than me. I mean, the money is cool. But, bro, you ain't winning nothing in Miami. I don't care if you got Troy Aikman as the quarterback. You ain't winning nothing in Miami over the next 3 to 4 years, bro. Yeah, Poopa D, I'm with you, man. We Gucci. Yeah, we Gucci. Demetrius Noel, you just said it. You posted it just after I said it. Why in the world would you stay in Miami? I'm telling you, bro. I'm with you. There's no way I would have stayed in Miami. His aspirations isn't winning a Super Bowl because the Dolphins are looking at 4 years, same thing I just said, before they ever become relevant in terms of playoffs. Insanity. Insanity. There's no way I'd have stayed in Miami. And $35 million ain't no massive contract. I believe he could have got more than that somewhere else. All right, let's hit these last 2 quick hits by the Dallas Cowboys. These won't take us longer than 5 minutes each, I'm sure. I saw something today that had me, I was kind of wondering, like, is this actually a true post? Like, is this actually a true post? Who posted this? I mean, I know who posted it, but I'm kind of like, is it a real post? George Pickens, according to Dave, I think it's Dave Kleiman. He posts some questionable things sometimes. But according to him, George Pickens named his top 5 wide receivers. According to him, George Pickens named his top 5 wide receivers. And I'm assuming not including himself. George Pickens names his top 5 wide receivers in the NFL. Well, of course, he gonna name CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, I would too. Of course I would. George Pickens is way smarter than some people we know of in the past. You ask them who the best quarterback in the league is, they gonna name everybody but their quarterback. I don't give a doggone if my quarterback ain't. I don't care if he is injured. I'm naming whoever my quarterback or player on my team at that position. Yeah, he gonna be number 1. I'm biased. Yeah, you better believe it. George Pickens names his top 5 wide receivers. Top 5 wide receivers. Number 1 is CeeDee Lamb. Number 2 is Jamar Chase. Number 3 is Justin Jefferson. Number 4 is Jackson Smith-Njigba. Number 4 is Puka Nacua. My thoughts, I would put Puka Nacua before Jackson Smith-Njigba. And of course, I would put George Pickens ahead of quite a few people on that list. But that's a very good list. So I'm leaning towards that George Pickens may have made this. This may be his actual list. Poopy D, you'll like this. Big Well Bet said, great list. CD is unguardable. Yeah, especially if you're talking about one-on-one. No doubt about it. Actual Patriot said to say this list is biased is an understatement. Duh. Duh. Of course it is. I don't expect anything less. I want you to say whoever's on your team, and somebody say, who's the best at that position? Whoever on my team. I don't care what you talking about. I don't care who you talking about. I don't care if he last in the league. You ask me who the best at a position on my team or who the best in the league, I'm naming the player on my team. Yeah, I am biased. Of course I am. What you think this is? You think this is? Gerald Jackson said GP list is solid. He plays at a very high level, more than qualified to say. Yeah. And even if he is biased, what else you expect? Warren said, put some respect on Deontay Adams' name. Yeah, he ain't in the... Well, I guess Warren Allen, you can have him in the top 5, but I don't think a lot of people are going to put him in the top 5. All right, let's hit this last segment, then we're going to get up out of here for tonight. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me for these 3 hours. Last segment for tonight is Cowboys U.
Yes! Here we go!
Thinking this is probably some kind of rookie thing they put together. Cowboys U is what they call this. They put together a little video. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and play the music. I'm sure we'll have to. I don't think I'm going to play the music. Let's see. I'm going to play the video without the music. Cowboys be using these copyrighted music. So I'll put some music behind it. But this is Cowboys U right here. I'm going to play it.
Have fun. Take your chance. Trust yourself.
Let's have some fun today, bro. Let's compete. That's what we're trying to do today.
We are not playing safe. We are not playing to tie. We're playing to win.
Yes! Go make a play.
I'm not really sure what this is.
Go make a play. Go make a play. No, we're
okay, this is them working with high school dudes.
Yes, sir! Making plays, baby!
Okay, I see. This Cowboys working with high school dudes. I got you. All right, I see what you did there. All right, appreciate that, Cowboys. I see what you did there. All right. All right, Poopa D, where you going? Where you headed to? Yeah, I make my own music too, Lost in Translation. I'm getting ready to hopefully, my goal is getting ready to make some Dallas Cowboys songs for the season. Yeah, that's what I plan on doing, Lost in Translation. Plan on making some Dallas Cowboys songs for the season. I'm gonna send it to Jordyn Jones and see if we can make it into one of the Cowboys songs for the season. Pooper D, he said, okay, where you going on the plane, man? Quinn said, I think Mango would make a good water boy. Nah, he ain't gonna make no water boy here. Nah. I'm telling you right now, Quinn. I got a feeling we might as well charge that 4th round pick to the game, bruh. Mango about to be up out of here, man. Mango is about to be up out of here, bro. Just like mangoes are out of season after the summer. I don't know if Mango gonna make it out of here. I'm just telling you straight up. I don't think he's gonna be in here. Yes, sir. I could have got you Lost in Translation. I'll let you know. Puerto Rico. I see you, Poopy D. I see you. No, you dig. It probably won't be no organs. Nah, it won't be no organs. I trust me on that. It won't be no organs. Oh, yeah, I'm getting that cowboy hat. There will be blood. No doubt about it. I'm getting that cowboy hat. I'm going to be rocking that joint this year. Me that cowboy hat and some shades, bro. Gonna be a great season, I believe, for the Cowboys. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. I really believe that Christian Parker came here not just because of the money. Christian Parker came here. This is gonna be the fast track, man. Once he makes this defense go, we get our Super Bowl. Yeah. He'll be a head coach in this league in about 5 years. Probably 4 to 5 years. And if he's a head coach in this league, that's going to tell you something. He had the absolute success in Dallas that we absolutely needed him to have. And I believe his path to that head coaching job is a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm ready. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Poopy D, man, you know what? I'm not going live early Thursday, but it'll probably be tomorrow because I got Bible study. I'll be live tomorrow. We'll see what happened on Thursday, though. Man, again, appreciate y'all rocking with me. Until the next time, DC4L, God bless. Best chat on YouTube. Let's talk Cowboys and we talk facts. Peace.